Good morning, good morning. Hey, beautiful people on this beautiful Monday morning. I hope you all had an amazing weekend. I hope that each and every one of you woke up this morning with a smile on your face. This world and this life is too short not to. So I hope you all had an amazing morning. An amazing day. Oh, shoot, y'all, I got to take my medication. This is your med check reminder. So you don't do like me and forget to take your medication with your you know, ADHD like me. So I gotta get my meds out, y'all. Med check reminder. Gotta take your medication. I gotta find my crazy meds, y'all. I gotta have my crazy. No, it's ADHD. It's not crazy. I hate when people try to blame ADHD for they mess. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, ADHD don't make you a bad person. ADHD don't make you do this, that, the next thing. It makes you forget stuff. Yeah, now that's true. It makes you forget stuff because if it ain't right in front of your face, sometimes you be forgetful. So that's why I had to do the med check reminder. Good morning, Coolin' Boo. How you doing, Big Coolin'? I just decided, I gotta do my live. I started out a little bit later than I normally do. 8:30 is usually my time. I started at 8:15. I was over there visiting ZX's house because we was talking about we lost a very beautiful person. Thank you, Cool and Love. This weekend, last week, we found out we lost a very amazing person. And for those of us who knew her and loved her, tonight at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. King ZX is going to choose the flowers. They raised $700, so we're looking at a stand-up flower wreath. Some little flowers and maybe a tree and maybe some other stuff. I don't know, but King ZX, I'm gonna say this. I think it was amazing. I couldn't have done this by myself. I didn't have that kind of money. You know what I'm saying? I could not have done this by myself. And if it hadn't been for you and the writers, I don't know if we would have been able to get this together. So I want to say thank you. I want to shout out to you and say thank you for that. Because Quay did touch my heart in a lot of ways, and I really truly care about her and will miss her. Now, so I just wanted to say that right quick. I am going to drop the link to that if anybody wants to show up. To go see what flower arrangements are chosen tonight. And I will say this, F the haters at this point for that situation. No matter if you like him or you don't like him at this point, that's an act of kindness for her and her family. It ain't about liking somebody or disliking somebody. It ain't about all that other mess that we see. You know what I mean? It ain't about all that right now. Right now, it's about Quay. It's about Quay and it's about her family. It ain't about all this mess. It ain't about all, hey, tomorrow y'all can go back to woo banging the next day, whatever y'all want to do. Y'all grown people, I can't tell you what to do. But please be respectful of the fact that this is for someone who has passed away and that is no longer with us. And I did make it a point that I am changing my own behavior. And I am not going to be, I'm still going to be a little messy occasionally when I say stuff. I'm not saying I won't because we all got that messy spirit. But I am not going to involve myself in anything that has to deal with extreme stuff because I am not going to be a part of any bullying. I'm not going to be a part of any crazy mess because it's not in my spirit. It never has been in my spirit. I have done some things that I'm not proud of. You know what I'm saying? That ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. That's with me. That's my decision. You know what I'm saying? My decision is to try to stay my nice, positive self and send love to everybody. Now, I'm not saying I can't be messy like the rest of them because we can all be messy, right? But I'm not going to do anything that's harmful. There's a difference between being messy and funny, haha. Hey, my roasted toasty. Hey, DBZ Nation. It's a different being your messy self and being vicious. I am not going to do that anymore. I don't care if somebody comes at me in that way. But I know what God has for me, and I know not everybody may believe, and I'm not going to tell you to believe. I believe you should come to that in your own time and your own choices, right? But I know that he wouldn't want me doing some of the crazy stuff I'd be getting into, child. So I gotta change myself, and lead by example. Sometimes we have to lead by example. Our own selves, we can lead it and it can show it. Now, I will tell y'all who do like the mess, right? The messy people who like the mess, the girls are fighting. As mother says, the girls are fighting. Child, Honest Row did a live this morning and he was out his body. So something happened over there at Jay Wilson's. I didn't get to watch it. I got to go back and watch it because, child, I was asleep. But basically, something happened over there. So Brian, Jay Wilson, I don't know if Jay Wilson's involved in it. But Mother and Honest Row, they all having a kerfuffle right now. And it, I didn't know at first who Honest Row was talking about this morning. You saw it cooling? Child, I didn't get to see it. I fell asleep. I was tired yesterday. My father-in-law's down from New York, right? And so I had, cooling, as a woman, when you got somebody coming down or family coming in, what you do, even though your house is clean, you go back through and you spot clean that mofo. You make sure there ain't even like a spot on the wall. You know what I'm saying? Clean the baseboards, everything, deep clean that house. I don't know what it is about me, but I've got OCD like a mofo. So when I know I'm fixing to have company, you know what I'm saying? I know I'm fixing to have company. My house is going to be where you can lick the floor. Okay. So I went a little crazy. I did this weekend. And I cleaned this house from top to bottom. And we all know I have a back condition. So see what had happened was, in retrospect, I kind of hurt myself. I did too much. You know what I'm saying? I did too much. So I got OCD a little bit. And so now my back and my legs is killing me, child. I did a little too much. And I shouldn't have done so much, but I gotta make sure that when you walk in my house, I want you to say, it smells so good in here and it's so clean. You could lick the floors. Like my mama, when I was little, she always made sure people thought you could eat off the floor. And I'm the same way. So yeah, I kind of went a little cray. But I had missed it, right? I had missed it, did it. Sorry, I had to take my medication. I had it in my hand and was forgetting to take it. I had missed Jay Wilson, y'all. And I woke up this morning. The first thing I saw this morning was Honest Row going off. I was like, who got Honest Row out of his body? I was like, what is going on, child? Right? And I was like, oh my God. And at first I didn't know who he was talking about. And I know I wasn't the only one because I think ODS thought the same thing I thought. At first, when he had Lane, Bowling Lane in his title, we thought he was talking about, I'm pretty sure ODS be like, yeah, I thought that too. We thought he was talking about Demetra Lit Lane. Because that's, when you think about Lane, that's most time who you think about. You know what I'm saying? Because when we think about Treasurer Lane, we think about Spiller Boy, we think about James, we think about Mother, right? That's his words. That's his names, right? So we ain't sitting here thinking about, I wasn't thinking about him at first because I didn't get to see Jay Wilson's live. I got to go back and watch Jay Wilson's live, child. I heard it went down over there. Now, I will say the charcuterie board challenge this weekend went off without a hitch, except for Jay Dizzle and ODS got into it. As far as the judges go, we didn't have any beef. The contestants didn't. There were only 4 contestants. We were supposed to have 6. And the judges, the reason it ended up being 4 people on the poll is the judges got deadlocked for 3rd place. Some of us said KRN, some of us said, Purple Peach. So it was like, the only reason I had it from the very beginning, I loved Purple Peach so much so that she was up on my, because it changed near the end for me. That was what a lot of people don't know. My top 3 at first was going to be it was going to be Lady Law, KRN, because I loved KRN's tree. The tree looked beautiful. I love the tree charcuterie board, and Purple Peach, right? And then all of a sudden, when Demetra came out with Santa's face on that plate and made Santa's face, girl, it blew me out the water. It blew me out the water. It blew me out the water. Like, I wasn't expecting that. So my top 3 ended up being Lady La, KRN, and Demetra. Purple Peach got knocked out in the last second. It was very last second for me. Because it was all so amazing. I loved them all so much so that I was having a hard time, you know, choosing my top 3. Like, so I'm sitting here because I'm going by presentation, creativity, and cohesiveness, right? You know, the creativity for me of all of them was amazing. I don't know how they did it all. I don't know how they did it all. So I'm going to go over my notes from the charcuterie board challenge. When I wrote down for Lady Law was, loved the cracker placement, loved the little sugar cookies shaped like candy canes and gingerbreads, loved the baking. She did so much, all of her stuff. She did a lot of her stuff homemade herself. The cute snowman and the sandwiches, loved the fresh fruit, and she had on her little gloves. And that a lot of people didn't know. They were talking about good morning, James. Good morning, Ray. They were talking about Lady Law's charcuterie board. A lot of people don't know that's in a very expensive wine and cheese board, and it is for charcuterie purposes. You can actually look it up. That is a thing. Her little thing that she had and everything. I love the sauces on hers. The only thing I did have a question, but I didn't get to ask, was what were 2 of her sauces? I think one of them was white chocolate. I know the other one was a regular chocolate sauce, and the ranch I think was mixed with buffalo or something. But I wanted to ask what it was. Hey, the hood table, love, and then KRN's you know, on his notes that I put down, I put his board was so cute with the tree. Love the pepperoni. Love the Christmas tree. Nice wrapping on the meat, because I wasn't expecting with him using sandwich meat and whatnot that it was actually going to look really cute. But the way he wrapped it and everything was so adorable. It was visually appealing. The tomatoes to me brought out a pop of color, and then the green. It looked amazing. It just all popped together, and I loved the way it had a theme and all that. I'm glad he chose that specific board. I will tell you this, King Roman, if you had chose one of those other boards, you may not have made it in a lot of people's top 3. That board took you over the edge. You didn't need anything but that board. That board took you over the edge. The fact that it was a Christmas tree, it took you over the edge. It really did, because you know, it was the shape of it, the fact that it was Christmas, the way that you made that the tree look like an actual tree. You know what I'm saying? With your presentation, that's what took you over the edge. So pat yourself on the back for actually choosing out of because you would have gotten disqualified for having all the extra boards. But pat yourself on the back for choosing that specific board, because I had never seen one that looked like a Christmas tree like that. And the way that you laid it with the garland and all that other stuff, you used, you know, your greens and everything. It was amazing. Purple Peach, I loved her wreath. The way she made the bows and the way she did the things, and the green spinach, it looked really pretty at first. And at first I was like, oh, what are we building, you know? Because it took her a minute to get the spinach built up the way she wanted. And then she started doing the meat into bows and pinwheels, and she layered with the grapes and the olives and everything else. Like, so she had like grapes and olives on the word I'm looking for, y'all. I am not toothpicks. I don't know why toothpicks did not want to come to mind. And then she had her cheese and the way she put the crackers around the center. And I wanted to know what her dip was too, because I didn't get to ask what her dip was. I wanted to know what her dip was. And at first on Demetra, I was like, where is Demetra going with this? Because right now it just looks, it looks like it's just thrown on there. Like, where is she going? I loved how she had the like little Santa plate and whatnot for her board and whatnot. And then I saw the white covered pretzels and I was like, ooh, chocolate covered pretzels, yes. And the way she had the olives and everything and the pepperoni, she had actually twisted around the pepperoni to make it look wrapped, was so cute. And then all of a sudden, near the end, she had that pate on that plate, y'all. I was like, what the heck is she doing with this pate? And then all of a sudden, she made Santa's face come to life. And I was like, and she said she tried to use like a darker pate. I said, I was telling this to somebody in chat. We were joking about it. I said, y'all know that was my cousin. He just a little tan-did. And I just literally said that for laughs and giggles. I know it's tanned. I know I was supposed to say he was just tan. I know how to speak proper English. Sometimes I make up words for the funnies of it. He was just a little tan, y'all. He was just a little tan. That was my cousin from another mother. You know what I'm saying? He was just tan. With my Casper realness, everybody tans in my family but me. And it is true. Like, everybody in my family be dark. I be mad as crap. Good morning, T-Royal Gaming. I be light-skinned. Like everybody else in my family tan so easy because of the Cherokee blood we have in us. And because all the Native American, blood in us, everybody else just tans so easy. I got cousins that are like olive complected all year round because of the Native American blood. I'm the one over here. It's two of us cousins. It's me and one other. And then one of my dad's first cousins and one of my cousins that's like my age, if that makes sense. There's three of us. I forgot about her. She the older generation. My bad. Y'all, I'm trying to disrespect the older generation. Look at me. There's three of us out of how many ever we have that be light-skinned that do not tan. We burn. So during the family reunions where everybody else is just running around tanning, we had to be scary about the sun, y'all. Like, we just couldn't sit out in the sun like the rest of them. Because, see, they would tan, they wouldn't burn. Us three would burn. But specifically me and her being kids together. So we had to be scared of the sun like vampires. Child, we had to go hide under the the little overhang thing. We had to go hide under it because we was light-skinned and we would burn. I've always hated that, but hey, one thing about it, when they take pictures at the family reunion, you can see me. I'm standing out like light bright. I'm glowing, child. I'm the lightest person in the pictures. You can go, oh, there's Charlie. There's her Casper realness. But yeah, we are the light-skinned ones in the family. There's three of us. I think it's so funny how that works out. Yeah, James, like with your mixed ethnicity. Oh, who won? Ray. The way that it came out with the poll, because we ended up putting all four on the poll because third place couldn't. Each one of the judges had a different third, right? So girl, sunscreen would help in some ways, but being a kid running around, that stuff wears off. So you got to be scared of the sun like you the vampire. And even standing underneath the shade tree, child, one time I was standing underneath the shade tree and I got burnt underneath the shade tree because I was looking at the water. And I don't know if y'all know this, but did you know that the sun can reflect off the water and burn your face? That's what happened to me. I got my whole face third-degree burned one time from sitting under a shade tree fishing, and I thought I was safe. I thought I was safe, child. being underneath that shade tree. But basically, I'm gonna read you off who won. Lady Law got first place with 32%. KRN got second place with 30%. Demetra got third place with 25%. And Purple Peach got fourth place with 11%. There were 542 votes. So Lady Law actually won the charcuterie board challenge. Now, on the 2 minutes is funny, y'all know I'm not a comedian, but nobody wanted to jump up on Lolo's link for that. A lot of people was, not wanting to do it until I jumped up there. I did that intentionally because I know nobody ever wants to be first. It's always nerve-wracking to be the first person, right? So I was like, you know what? I'm not a comedian. I am totally not. But I'm going to jump up there, and I just figured to say something about how, white people don't be using seasonings, and how white people put they always make the joke that white people putting raisins in the potato salad. And so that's why I did that. You know what I'm saying? I jumped up there just to support Lolo and everything. I knew I wasn't going to be winning none of that. Child, I didn't even have I wasn't expecting to actually do it, if that makes sense. But when nobody wanted to show up first, I was like, you know what I'm going to do? And then I was like, y'all know if I can do it, y'all can do it. And so then we started getting real people up there that was like comedians, like Mama Global knows she funny. So it ended up coming for Lolo's 2 Minutes Funny. Ended up being they brought back Mama Global, Sheila E. She did a thing for and then Miss Pizarro. Now Miss Pizarro won that competition, the 2 Minutes to Funny. She did for her first person. She did Honest Row, and for her second person that she was impersonating, she did the juke joint. She did Truth Enterprise. And Mama Global did a whole funny thing talking about my stuff that I said, and she was talking about people at the Christmas party. So she was hilarious. And then T Lounge actually did a real full set of actual jokes and had her little punchlines and her timing. She was trying to get her timing right. So it came out on the top 4 for Lolo's that it was Mama Global, Miss Bizarro, Sheila E, and it was T Lounge, because they couldn't pick their third either, so they brought up 4. And obviously then they let the chat vote, and Mrs. Bizarro won. And then, but so she did her 2 minutes to Funny Friday. And Saturday we had the charcuterie board challenge. And then obviously Sunday I was busy, child. I did, my father-in-law come over and everything else, and he's down this week. So, I'm going to be spending some time with him this week. Now today I do have to take my son to his dentist appointment again. It's his very last one. Because they only did like one quadrant at a time, if that makes sense, even though it was like 1 here, 2 here, 1, whatever. But so this is his last one. And it only takes the longest it takes is not even the filling that they're doing or anything like that. It's the numbing medication and the gas and everything. But so he'll be done with that this week. And then we're going to set up our tree and everything else. When we get our tree set up and everything, and have it setting up and everything else, I'll take pictures for everybody once it gets set up fully. So we're going to be setting up our tree and whatnot and getting everything pretty. I know we're a little late to the gate. We should have had it set up, but things happen. And then I'm trying to think of what else is going on. Anybody else know of any other drama that I may or may not have missed? I will say though that that's all I can think of right now. I may have missed some stuff. Let me go over here and look. Now, also I will say that VS is doing a thing with she was doing her and RO3, which is Duke Farrow, if y'all don't know, they were doing a thing on boxing. So VS has been moving her right now, her content more into female boxers and boxers in general. She's really motivated with that, you know, because each one of us have our own content, even if we are beef sector, right? Or black sector, or you know, Mo3 sector, or whatever sector that you are originally from. Each one of us do have like our thing that we do, right? Or we're trying to move into actual content or something like that because that's something we enjoy. And so you do have a lot of choices when it comes to, um, you know, this sector, that sector, where the content you like. Now, we all know that for me, Messy, Mod, and Mystery Monday, I do handle a lot of different things during the week. I try to switch up my content a little bit for those who may like, you know, like let's say somebody doesn't like the true crime section. So they have a different day that they might like something, right? Topic Tuesday, which is tomorrow. If anybody has a specific topic they would like to talk about tomorrow, that is why I have that, is so my subscribers can choose, you know, which topics they want to talk about, so that, you know, it's something that you might want to talk about, something you might enjoy. And we can have multiple different topics on Tuesday. It doesn't have to be just one. You know, we can switch around. My ADHD is good about that, child. I don't know about y'all, but ADHD lets me have multiple conversations at one time. And when I'm hyper focused, you know, I can do a lot better. Right now, I'm half out of it because I ain't fully woke up, and I admit to it. I gotta drink some more of this coffee over here, and I gotta get woke up for the day. And I am half asleep right now. I don't know about half y'all. Um, I know that some people who may be watching my content right now up in the clouds could be going on about their day, being busy at work, could be dealing with some things. You know what I'm saying? But I got up around, it was around 7:30. It's usually the time I've been getting up since I started doing my 8:30 lives, but I was bouncing around. That's why I was a 15 minutes late or whatnot. I was bouncing around the sector and seeing who was live and what was going on, and you know, all that good lovely stuff. And I still got that lingering cough a little bit, but it's starting to go away finally for being sick for so long. Y'all, I ain't been that sick in a long time. I don't know what it was about this year. And guess what degrees it is right now in Mississippi? It is 61 degrees today. What the actual F? Just 2 days ago, it was in the 40s during the daytime. And it was cold and it was chilly. And when the wind blowed, you'd be over here, it's chilly. You know what I'm saying? And now it's back warm again. Mother Nature and me need to have a conversation, because she bipolar and she needs to pick one or the other instead of trying to do three different things at one time. I think down here in the South, our weather, I think she's not only bipolar, but I also think she may have ADHD. And she can't decide what she want to do. She may be going through menopause, y'all. She's having hot flashes. So I do believe our Mother Nature down here, she be having hot flash. She's having hot flashes right now. And you know, she going through the menopause, and you know, she's a little bipolar. She don't know what she wants to do right now. So yesterday she gave us day before yesterday she gave us real cold, then she gave us rainy and foggy, and now she's giving us hot, and maybe the next minute we might get snow, and then 2 days later we might get hot again. I don't think she knows what she wants right now. She ain't decided. She's undecided. Hey, very Carrie, my beauty. So she's undecided right now. Anybody else having to deal with that? Is your weather as bipolar as mine? Because 2 days ago I had my heat on, and now I got my air conditioner back on. Tell me that this is crazy. Like 2 days ago I had my heat on. Hey, shaker, my beautiful room shaker. 2 days ago I had my heat on. Now I got my dang air conditioner on. Can we make up our mind, Mother Nature? Are you going to be cold? Are you going to be hot? Can we get a decision here? Can you stop having hot flashes and going through menopause? Can you stop being bipolar and take your medication, please? Oh, snap. The cold's coming back. See, I told you she don't never know. Yeah, it's going to be raining today. Hey, Tajor, how you doing? Yeah, the cold's gonna be coming back around Wednesday or Thursday, and then we'll have about 2 or 3 days of cold. Then it's gonna pop back hot again, and I swear to God, our Mother Nature, she going through menopause, having hot flashes. Oh Lord Jesus, can we literally get her back on her medication? Somebody needs to put Mother Nature on bipolar medication. She needs her Seroquel, y'all. She needs her ain't the other one called lithium or something like that? Only reason I know that because I got a best friend who's bipolar. Yeah. Yeah, you missed the New York weather. I'm on the winter. I'm gonna tell you something. No, you can keep that because I heard they having 14-degree weather and stuff. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'll be good with my bipolar weather. I'll be good. The only thing that sucks about bipolar weather, and you can ask any southerner, you think because we don't have those negatives like the Midwest and the North, right? That and the hood table can tell you this, that us down south, we would do better because we could acclimate to the weather. The problem down here is you don't get a chance to acclimate before it hits you, right? Because it'll be like 60 or 70 degrees, and 4 days later it'll be in the like 20s during the daytime. And you don't have enough time. Your body doesn't know what to do. When it gradually gets colder, your body gets used to the cold, right? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Oh, congratulations, Tasher, to your grand from your baby. Go Tigers. Go Tigers. You're the M. You're the M. Go Tigers. Congratulations to your baby. Congratulations. Okay, I'm sorry. I had to do that right quick. Church lady, I'm up in Mississippi. So we state neighbors. And you know how our weather is down here. She needs to be put on bipolar medication. Mm-hmm. She's going through high flashes. She's going through the menopause. And then when she get angry, we get tornadoes. She gets so angry, you know what I mean? Whoever Mother Nature's husband is, we need to go have a conversation with him because he ain't taking care of Mother Nature right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we neighbors, church lady. We neighbors. We state neighbors. So yeah, we need to go have a conversation with whoever her husband is because they not treating her right because last year we had record problems. I'm telling you, I'm trying to keep up too. I am now. I will say this, Miss Lady Nika was talking about doing, an older lady panel to teach us younger ladies some things, right? And I can't wait till she does that panel because I want to ask the older ladies that are older than me, because I'm only 37 years old, right? Okay. How do you know when you first, because I know that I'm not far from it, right? From premenopause things. How do you know when you start going through that? Because I'm technically cannot wait till I fully go through it and I stop having all my periods and I can't never get pregnant again. I am so excited for that. Y'all just don't know. You just don't know. I'm telling you, I can't wait till I be able to stop these shots and never have to take them bitches again. And I don't have to count every 3 months to take that shot to make sure I don't get pregnant. I can't wait. You just don't know. I'm having a cookout. I don't care if I gain 30, 40, 50 pounds. I don't care. I'm going to be so excited. You just don't know. I'm just not excited to go through the hot flashes and all that other crap, right? I'm not excited for that. I'm excited for the ending, not the middle, right? the ending of it all. I want to know from my older ladies, like, okay, can I ask you a question? Okay, there's been a couple of nights that I've woke up out of my sleep, like feeling too hot. Is that like is that like the beginning stages of hot flashes? Like I felt like it was just too hot in the house, right? And I woke up out of a dead sleep, like kicking out of my covers, and I even got up and went and checked the temperature box. You know what I'm saying? On the thing to make sure nobody had turned on the heat in the house because we didn't need heat at that time. It wasn't cold. So I walked in there to make sure nobody turned on the heat or nothing. And nobody had turned on the heat. See, that's why I can't be getting pregnant, though. See, that's why I'm taking my shot. I'm taking my Depo-Provera shot to keep from getting pregnant because y'all know with my liver condition, I can't ever get pregnant again. It could spell the end for me. So, but yeah, I woke up out of a dead sleep, child. I was like, it's hot as hell in here. And I have to ask other people now, like, is it hot to you? I think it is a possibility I may be starting to have like mild hot flashes occasionally. I'm not doing it all the time. But my mother did start going through premenopause around this age. But the reason that I can't count that is my mom had a partial hysterectomy at my age at 36 years old, because she lost my twin brothers and they found out she had a cyst on her ovary and had a lot of scar tissue to where they removed one of her ovaries and they did a partial, right? And so it threw her into menopause early, premenopause. It threw her into it real early. So I can't really gauge when I'm going to go through it, if that makes sense. I can't gauge when I'm really going to fully start going through menopause because my mom was thrown into it extremely early. With that kind of situation, you can't, because usually you look, I don't know if y'all know this, but you usually look to your mother and your grandmother, and all that. You look to your aunts. And if you look at your family history, a lot of times it does determine for some people when you yourself are going to go through it, right? But you can have things happen, like I said with my mother, that could throw you into it early. You can have that. So, for us women, we start our periods. Some women start their periods from the age of 9. I have heard 9 and 10. Me, myself, and I literally started my period right on my 13th birthday. And I tried to hide it at first because I was ashamed of it and didn't want it. And I didn't think it was a period at first. It was like, just spotting for the first time. But the second one that came through, baby, she kicked my butt. And woo-wee. Yes, church lady, don't let yourself get too upset if heart disease runs in your family. I do too. I have heart disease running in my family. My father almost had his first massive heart attack when he was in his late 30s, early 40s. So I'm also the type to try to stay chill. If y'all notice my personality when y'all see me places or y'all talk to me, I try to be a real chill person. You know what I'm saying? I try to be real chill. And everything. And it's not just because of the heart disease. It's just, it's not, I used to be that rah-rah person when I was younger. When I was real young, I was ready to fight at the drop of a hat. If you looked at me the wrong way, I was ready to swing. I had that kind of personality when I was young, and I grew out of it. You get what I'm saying? And I got to where I just don't have no fucks to give. Excuse my French, but I just ain't got none. I ain't got none to give. You ain't getting no fucks from me. They all gone. I've already lost all of them years ago. So I just don't care. I lost all those a year ago. But I'm gonna say this: if you are, self-conscious about yourself, you having problems with your self-esteem and all these other things, if you stop giving a F, like not stop taking care of yourself, always take care of yourself. Now I'm saying stop giving a F what anybody else thinks. It's so freeing. I don't care what nobody thinks. If y'all see me out in public, you might catch me with my pajama pants, my baggy shirt, and my Crocs on. And guess what? I don't care. That's me with my ponytail in and my face all chubby. I ain't got no makeup on, and I'm just me, right? I don't got no fucks left to give. They left me a long time ago. I still take my showers. I still do my self-care. I still make sure, I put on my lotion and all that good stuff. Make sure I ain't ashy because I like taking care of myself, right? It's for me, not nobody else. And if you catch me with makeup on, it's because I wanted to put that shit on, not because somebody else wanted me to. If you catch me dressed up, it's because I wanted to dress up and I felt like it. See, that's the point. Don't do shit for other people. Do it for yourself. You 57 and still ain't got hot flashes. You child. Now, see, I got it together. Now, you might get me together if you ever see me in public the way I just be chilling. But I'm going to say this, even though I got on my pajama pants. Now, that's what me and Lolo was supposed to fight about the other day. Lolo, if you in the clouds, we supposed to fight about this the other day. She was talking about people with their Crocs on and their pajama pants. Now, anybody that knows me knows that I believe pajama pants are blue jeans. I wear pajama pants, leggings, and blue jeans, and that's my 3 pants types. I don't really wear skirts or dresses. If you catch me in one, you might want to take a picture because it may be the last time you ever see me in one. I love my PJs, okay? And that don't mean that like I woke up out of bed with the PJs on. No, I change. Okay. I change clothes. It just so happens to be that I have a lot of PJs, okay, in my closet. I love pajama pants. Okay, they're comfortable. I like comfort. I'm one of those people that dresses for comfort. Okay. Hey, my super chat boo boo, I've been missing you. How you been on them roads and stuff? You been okay? Send the family my love. Y'all, super chat got some fine ass sons, but that's side the point. She gonna smack me upside the head. Oh, thank you for becoming a member, super chat. That's my member. It's my member. What? But yeah, no. She gonna smack me upside the head. Don't tell nobody I said that. Super Chat's also a very beautiful person, and her family is gorgeous, but I ain't said that. I'm like that lady on what was that show? 277 or 227. The lady that was always down there in the window, but you ain't heard that from me. That's me. Yep, that's literally not 277. It was she was on In Living Color, but they were prodding that show. But she was like, but you didn't hear that from me. That's literally me. I'm that neighbor. I'm the person hanging out. Yeah, 227. See, I used to love that show, but it's been years since I watched that show. That was a good TV show. That really was. We had a lot of shows like that back in the day. Yes, they are, super chat. Yes, they. Oh, yo boys are fine. If I wasn't married and already happily married, because I love my husband and he knows it. He knows it too. I do. I love my husband. He's a good man. But yeah, super chat, you raising some good looking children. You got a beautiful family. I love Sandra. She was one of my favorite characters because she was a character within herself. That looks good, Mama. That looks real good. I like the house and the trees and the flower. My mom was doing one of those things where you do the needle point. You know what I'm talking about? And you got the ring thing and you do the needle point. She's been doing her needle point recently. She's like, I'm finally getting into old people things. Stuff that I never had time for when y'all kids was little. You know, she's into art and stuff like that. My mom loves her art. But yeah, I just had to say that. Like, I gotta brag on my peoples. You know what I'm saying? When I know something, I gotta brag on y'all. Now, oh, Pearl, Miss Pearl. I love that older lady. She was like that grandma, the auntie that would pop you upside the back of the head when you did something wrong and tell you all the secrets. Like she knew everybody's stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like she knew everybody's stuff. Hey, Miss Jean. I basically got my parents living with me. Now that they're older, and his mom and dad are actually moving down here. That's another reason his dad is down right now. They bought their land and they're going to have a house built on it, right? And so they're moving down here because they're getting on up there in age, and I don't want them all the way in New York where I can't go check on them. You know what I'm saying? Good morning, Taryn. Good morning. Did I say that correctly, Taryn? I hope I did. If I mess it up, apologize. Everybody in chat can tell you I mess up names all the time. It's one of my things. That's what I'm talking about. Miss Pearl was the nose, and when she was the church mother, you know, like when you go to church and all the old ladies. Thank you, Taryn. I'm glad I said it right, chat, because I be messing up names. But you know, like when you go to church and all the old biddies are in a circle talking about who's sleeping with whose husband and who came to church with ashy ankles and messed up knees, or somebody came on with a hole in their shirt. You know, that's what Miss Pearl remind me of. She the person you want to sit next to, right? She the person you want to sit there. She knows everybody's business. You're going to find out everything that's going on in the neighborhood and everything. Like you're going to know what is going on by sitting next to Miss Pearl. Mm-hmm. See, Ray be knowing I be messing up names. Because Ray's name, ask Ray how many times I messed up their name. Our beautiful Quay, who ain't no longer with us, rest in peace. Ask her how many times I messed up her name. I still do it sometimes. It's just, it is what it is. Ends up becoming a nickname with me. Like Maya from the Black Sector, I'm always call her Maha, but it's my new nickname for her. It's my thing. You know what I'm saying? She knows if it said Maha that Charlie said it, right? Because that's my nickname for her. Oh yeah, see, you being the preacher's daughter, they thought you was the innocent one, so you could literally sit there and around with all the people, and you knew everything. See, as a kid, I was the ear hustling kid in church lady. You know, we just sit there right behind them and ear hustle and hear everything. Oh yes, don't let your daddy know I told you, but we're gonna make up a fake name, but I don't know why Miss Bertha Bertha May's name popped in my head, and I know that ain't her real name, but I'm gonna use your name even though it ain't you. I'm talking about Miss Bertha May, but Miss Bertha May over there and Mr. Randy over there, they having an affair, child. Don't tell your daddy I told you that. Did you know about that person, you know, they act like they put $1 in the collection plate or put more in the collection plate and they only put 50 cents, child. Oh, they know everything. Trust me. I was the one that would be your best friend, church lady, as the preacher started. Me and you would run around the church getting all the tea and then be talking about it behind the scenes. Mm-hmm. And then I'll be over there being a bad little child, sneaking cigarettes on the side of the building where nobody could see me. That would have been me. I was the bad little child. We be talking about oh my God, the church events. You got all the tea this weekend, girl, at them church events. And you know the revivals, child. The revivals. You get all of it. All the tea in the revivals. Them's to be some of the best times. I told my fiance, he's from New York, and a lot of people up in New York, they Catholic, right? Not everybody, but a lot of them. They have very few Protestant churches, right? Very few. They don't have a whole lot of those. They have a lot of, that's the vice versa difference between up there and down here, right? They have a lot of Catholic churches where versus down here, we have like one or two Catholic churches. And most of them are like Baptist, Methodist, Church of Christ, Church of God, things like that. And I was sitting there telling him, I said, you got to go to a Baptist revival, baby. You ain't seen nothing until you went to the Baptist revival and you see the preacher running around the church, getting the Holy Ghost up and down the aisles. You know what I'm saying? We only have one Catholic church here in my area. There was another, but I heard it closed down. So we got one Catholic church and the rest of them's everything else. Oh, them long revivals, the hood table, them long revivals. Woo, we used to have sometimes we'd have for 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. It'd be like you'd have 2 weeks, then skip a week, and then 2 more weeks. And during the summer, sometimes now this was occasionally, you would have the month-long tent revivals. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I love a good old Pentecostal. Now I do love a good old Pentecostal church lady. The only thing is, they gonna get me because I don't wear skirts, and now I don't cut my hair. That is true. Only trim it when needed, but and I can get along with that because I used to go to a Pentecostal church when I was little. And yes, my mama forced me to wear skirts, child. But I didn't wear skirts all the time, only when I went to church. But I can't fully live the Pentecostal way. I just can't do it. I don't like skirts. If it wasn't for the skirts, we might be okay. But now, oh yeah, the white Pentecostals, they be getting down, church lady. A lot of people don't believe it. Now I went to a white Baptist church. And it was I walk up in there. I went to all different color churches, right? And I went to all different denominations. I went to them. I had a really bad experience in a Methodist church. A real bad experience in a Methodist church. I will say that. But that was just that church. I went to another Methodist. It was fine. It was just that one church. Had a real bad experience. But I was at a white Baptist, right? They called themselves undenominational, right? But it was Baptist. It was Southern Baptist too. There's a difference between regular Baptist and Southern Baptist. There is a little bit of a difference. Okay. Oh yeah, and the Pentecostal church, they ain't got no it's whenever the preacher tells you can leave. Oh, you go to a Pentecostal? Chad, I love me. Now I know I've been to a bunch of Pentecostal churches. Now, one of my favorite churches that I went to as a kid was the Pentecostal church. It was the Pentecostal church I went to, and the it was a Church of Christ. But I love that Church of Christ that I went to. They had an amazing service. I loved their when I was a kid, I loved the way we did our Sunday school, and I loved it. And then the Pentecostal church, I loved it. And then I went over there to the Southern Baptist. Now that Southern Baptist church I went to, I'll tell you this. Yeah, see, that's one of the reasons why I love music, T-Roll Gaming. I love music. I'm a huge music person. I love singing in the choir. That's where I started singing at, was in the choir, right? I started singing in that choir when I was little. And then when I went to school, I sung in the school choir for a while. Now, by the time I got to high school, I didn't get to get into the choir because I moved schools quite often after that point. See, I've told you about when my brother passed away when I was young. After he passed away, we skipped around to a lot of different places because nothing felt right? Nothing felt like home anymore. So we did move around a lot after my brother passed away. And so in some of those schools, I didn't get to attend the things that I normally did because of the movement. Sometimes if you come in halfway, you can't really join, if that makes sense. And so it kind of sucked in that instance, but I still carried on my singing. But I love being in the choir. And sometimes some churches I went to didn't necessarily have a choir per se. We just sang in the church, and then you would have there would be like people doing solos, stuff like that. So I've always loved the music in the churches. I love the bands. Now, one of my best friends from school, well, we ain't talked in a while, so I would just say friend now. One of my friends from high school, he actually does the church band. He does the music for the church band. He does the guitar, and he does the keyboards and all that other stuff. Like, he can play just about any instrument. He leads the church band. Um, you know, he has because we have a bunch of different kind of churches down here. You know what I mean? But I've been to just about every kind of church. I will say that there was one church I went to, and I don't even remember what Brother Brown's church was, but that man was anointed, child. He could not read nor write. His wife read him the Bible every night, and this man would give you cold chills when he read from the Bible. You could feel the spirit coming from him. I wish to God our church ended up not being able to stay open because heck, we only had 10 members. How's we gonna keep the lights on? You know what I'm saying? We always trying to keep the lights on, but you know, we when you ain't got but 10 people, we can't pay all them bills. But we tried, child. But Brother Brown ended up not going somewhere else. And he is an amazing preacher. I love a good old revival in the tents and the singing and the music and the food. Ooh, the food be so good. If y'all ain't went to a church cookout. But now there's some people that that bring stuff to the cookout, to the church cookout. You don't eat their food. But if you ask the older women in church, they'll tell you whose food not to eat. Okay? They'll tell you don't be touching that over there. You don't know who made that. Don't do that. But if you know everybody in church, you know whose food that you go, oh, that was good, but I didn't eat it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know who I'm talking about. There's always that one person in the church or two people in the church who think they good cooks, but they really not. But you don't want to hurt their feelings, so you pretend like you ate the food, but you didn't ever eat their food. Right? You pretend like, oh yeah, I had some of that earlier. It was so good. You didn't even touch it. Church folks be messy. Yes, we do. We be messy. We be messy. Then there's that one person in the church that they food gone so fast you better get some of it before it's gone because they the best cook in the church. So you go grab a plate and run directly to their table or directly to their stuff so you can get the good stuff. Y'all know who I'm talking about. That is right, church lady. Sure, they will tell you. You know she brought that dish, honey. She's an unclean. Don't eat that. You want to live to see tomorrow, don't you? Well, you better not eat that, child. Don't you go over there and eat that lady's cooking. Y'all know she don't clean up right, and you end up getting that salmonella. You be done got that salmonella, child. That E. coli. You be in the bathroom for the rest of the service. You're gonna be sick for the next week if you eat that food, child. Now you listen to what Auntie telling you. Now you come up here and get some of this good food over here. And there's always those two old lady who's are the good cooks, but they be like very what do you call that, passionate about their food, and they be saying theirs is better than the other ones. There's always the two that be fighting about who's better than the other. We all know this, and they be trying to fill your plate up with their food just to prove that theirs is better. I'd be like, okay, because both of them can cook. You know what I'm saying? Both of them are really good cooks, but they'll try to pull you in to tell who's better than the other. And you're like, but I like both of y'all's cooking. But they be trying to get you, baby, try this. Which one you like better? Whose is better than the other one? And you're like trying not to get in the middle of it because they've been fighting for like 3 weeks. They've been fighting for, no, it's more than 3 weeks. They've been fighting for 5 years on who's got the better food or longer. And it was even before you were born sometimes. Oh, some of these, James, some of these churches down here, it's messy, but awesome at the same time. Especially when they be trying to fight over who got the better, and they both are good cooks. Both of them are good cooks, so the food is delicious, and they be feeding you good food, so you can't be fighting them on it. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's true. Them the older generation, nobody did it like the older generation. Now we got a beautiful church down here, where I used to live, and the old ladies have to have their like matching suits with the hat, with the bird in it, with all the cute little stuff, and they have a competition that who got the best outfit every weekend. They don't tell you about this competition, right? But they be talking about it behind the scenes if you listen. If you the one that they love, you gonna hear all the mess. Okay, they gotta have their shoes on point. They outfits has gotta match to their hat. They gotta have the prettiest. And I'm talking about when I say these ladies spend a lot of money on them church hats, baby. Them church hats be expensive, and they be having different ones every Sunday. And I'm like, how y'all getting all these church hats? And they have like 40 different hats that match 15, 20, 30 different outfits. And I'm like, I'm just over here in my little jeans and t-shirt, and I know I look like a ragamuffin compared to them, child. I got my nice dress shirt on, because I wear my blue jeans. I do wear my nice blue jeans. But I got my dress shirt on, and I think I'm doing something. You know what I'm saying? I got my hair all nice and pleated and braided and stuff. But they be over there with good Lord. Them, them new church hats be expensive. Because I think they're so beautiful, right? I actually went and looked into the church hats with the little stuff on it and all the pretties and all the child. Them hats can cost as much as a name brand name brand bag of something. Sometimes they get outrageous with them hats, and they even got like each hat's got its own box. Like the hat ain't got a crinkle in it, a crack in it, nowhere. That hat looks like it was just but I know an older lady who's had this. She has quite a few hats, and some of her hats are like every bit of 5-10 years old or more, probably way more than older than that. But you wouldn't know it. Them hats look like they were just bought yesterday. She takes better care of them hats than I've seen anyone else do. Yeah, where else you gonna wear that hat at? Think about it though, with all the stuff on it and everything else, where else you gonna wear that hat in public? Now, I will say they do like going around here after they have the beautiful. It just their outfits are immaculate. Their shoes, their hat, everything looks. I mean, they just dress to the T's, as we say. But then they go out to eat afterward, and then you don't see that outfit, for another week, and then they switch to a different hat the next week, and to the point of there was this one lady, and she laughed at me. I had told her, I said, how many hats do you have? Because I thought, you know what I'm saying, that she had like 50 to 60 different hats. No, it was ended up being like more like 25, but she keep them rotated so much that you thought it was a new hat every time. And she kept it so clean you didn't realize it was the same hat, if that makes sense. And I was like, where do you get all these hats from? I had to ask her. I had to. And I didn't know there was like specialty shops for the hats. And there's certain people who literally make them and make good money from making them, child. I was like, good Lord. The culture of the hats, the church hats. Yes, that's a whole thing. You upset the old lady because you talked about her hat? Ooh, child, they will get you together on them hats. Um, A clown hat? You called her hat a clown? Now I'm gonna tell you what I did as a child. I thought, when they got them little birds on the hat, there was this one lady who had one so pretty that I thought the bird was real when I was a kid. Like I was real little, right? And so I looked at her, I go, is that bird gonna fly away? How do you keep that bird on your hat? And she looked at me, she goes, well, thank you, baby. It's not a real bird, sweetie. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was a real bird, Joe. It looked so dang real. Like it had feathers and everything. And I'm like, how you keep that bird on your hat? And there was this one lady who used to have like the string pearl one that had like pearls all over and stuff. And child, it was so pretty. It was so pretty. And then they got the special occasion hats and the special occasion outfits that are only, and they keep them pressed and cleaned, and like there ain't a spot on them. And how they do that, I don't know. But they got like the ones for the weddings, and they got the ones for the funerals, and they got the ones for like revival. And during revival week, that's when you're gonna see who's spending the most money on their outfits, because they got to have new stuff come revival week. Oh yeah, that's when you see all the new stuff come out, right? And showing off. See, I was the same way, church lady. I always said what I thought. I never like just shut up. I had to say what I was thinking. So I would sit there and I would go, I would say real things. There was this one lady who she was trying to do what the other ladies was doing, but her hat kind of, I think she made it herself and you could see the glue. And I was the bad little child that asked what was that on her hat, and her bird had fell off and she just had a big old clump of glue. Yeah, I called it out. I got in trouble. I got in trouble a lot as a kid for calling out things. Like there was this one lady with a run in her stocking. I said, what you doing with a hole in your stocking? And then I got smarter as I got older. And I told people from then on out, if I had a run in my stocking, or I had a hole in something, let's say I have a hole in a shirt or something, I wear it out in public because I love that shirt and I ain't getting rid of it, right? I tell people I went to church and got holy. And if I accidentally put on two different colored socks, let's say I ain't mated my socks and I just threw toe socks on because I didn't pay attention, I was half asleep, rushing, getting ready, I tell people that I got the same pair at home. If you ever accidentally, you got like, because I don't know if y'all know this, but you in a dark room and you got you got like navy blue socks and you got black socks, they look exactly the same in the dark. Okay. And so if you rushing ready to getting ready that morning and you accidentally put on one blue sock, one navy blue sock, and one black sock. I did that one time, child. And I went out and I told him, I said, shoot, somebody made fun of me. You know what I told him? I said, see what happened was I got that same pair at home. Yep. I got another pair just like it at home. And if you ever accidentally, let's say you tear your shirt and you in public and you can't change it, right? You in public or you at work or something like that. And somebody says something about the hole in your shirt, tell them you went to church and got holy. You thought it was a compliment, but it went wrong. At least you figured out that you meant no harm and that you were just a kid and you thought it was a compliment. You know what I'm saying? I was the kid that would accidentally say something out loud that I didn't mean to. Yeah, I was that kid that I was brutally honest because, and I'm still that way in a way. Um I've never been a liar. So I've always had a pet peeve about liars. And I've always had a pet peeve about honesty. Like I'm one of those people. And so sometimes I was messy, brutally honest, even if I didn't mean to, you know what I'm saying, as a kid. And I was like, ooh, yeah, that's not so nice. I know I stayed in trouble too from just telling the truth. I was just telling the truth. How you gonna get me in trouble for telling the truth? I was always told to tell the truth. And then, um, you know, they used to tell us not to tattletale, but then would ask us to tattletale. I'm like, which one is it? Should I not tell or should I tell? Because you giving me mixed signals here. Didn't they do that to us as kids, though? They tell you to tell the truth, then they tell you not to tattletale, and then they tell you to tell, and I'm like, well, which one is it? Because, see, that would be my smart thing that would get me in trouble as a kid. The adult would try to get me to tell the truth or try to, be like, well, what happened? I'm like, well, you told me not to tattletale. And that would get me in trouble. You told me not to tattletale. You told me not to tell. So I ain't telling. And then I would get in trouble for that because that would be the truth. They told me not to tattletale. So I ain't tattletaling. But yeah, they did confuse us as kids, church lady. Cause think about some of the rules. How many? Okay, I'm gonna ask y'all a question in chat. How many rules were contradictory as a kid for us? Besides the tattletelling thing, right? Don't run in and out the house. Don't leave the door open. But didn't they do the same thing? But we got in trouble for it. Mm-hmm. Didn't they be talking to the neighbor with the door wide open, letting all the cold air out the house? Wouldn't they be doing the same thing? But we got in trouble for it, child. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Man, all of them. I swear, all of them. Oh yeah, they pop you and tell you not to cry, or and then they look at you and they tell you, "I'm gonna give you something to really cry about." Yeah, that was another one too. They pop you and say, "Don't you be clear that face up, clear that face up. If you don't stop crying, I'm gonna give you something to really cry about." That's what I was told as a kid. And yeah, do as you're told and not as you see. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like if you try to repeat what they do, you don't be doing. And I know I was taught this, and I know y'all was taught this too. Don't be in grown folk business. Take your little behind outside. You don't be up under the adults. Take your little behind outside. You don't be up in grown folk business. I was taught that as a kid. Now, kids nowadays ain't necessarily taught that, but I, as a kid, was taught you don't be in grown folk business. Take your little behind outside. We did go through a lot, but I will say this: think about it though. All the lessons that we was taught did teach us a lot. Like we know respect for our elders. You know what I'm saying? Like when we talk to somebody, yep, when company come, you get ghost. Go your little if adults come over and adults are having conversations, you wasn't up in adult conversations. You did not get in adult conversations. You go play in your room or you go outside, depending on which. If it's daytime and it's okay temperatures outside and whatnot, you go outside. But if it was like let's say it's a heat wave going, then you go to your room and you don't come out your room and you don't make a lot of racket and children are to be seen and not heard, so you better be quiet. You better not be back there going crazy or nothing, and if mama had to tell you more than 2 times to shut up, you got everything taken from you and just had to sit on your bed and twiddle your thumbs. Read a book, something, you know what I'm saying? Think about it though. We did grow up different. Like we grew up drinking from water hoses during the summertime. Like, cause you didn't want to run in that house because they would make you stay in the house and you wouldn't be able to go outside and play with your friends. So you would have to sit in your room and not be able to go outside and play. Happy birthday, D Ham. Congratulations, happy birthday. Have your first cup of coffee, child. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Deanne. Happy birthday to you. Hope you have the best day. Them days were a lot longer too, but think about it. We had so much fun as kids. Like we could go outside with some sticks and some rocks. We didn't even need toys. We could have sticks and rocks. We could have just a yard to play in, and we could come up with a game, and we could play and have fun. And we didn't need all this crazy mess that kids needs nowadays. You could give us a stick and a rock, and we gonna come up with something. Okay, we gonna come up with something. Give us some dirt, we gonna make mud pies. We gonna make all different kinds. We gonna take them poisonous berries over there off that tree, knowing you ain't supposed to eat them things, and we gonna make that cake so pretty. We gonna find some rocks in the driveway. We gonna dress it up. We gonna find some little leaves and stuff. Like, child, we you could have a whole drum set, old school. Oh, and also when our parents threw out, like, let's say they got some new cookware and the old pots and pans wasn't good no more, they started sticking or something. We could use those. We'd be outside using those like drums. We'd be outside using those old pots and pans to, like put dirt in and mix it with water. And we thought we was cooking and playing, child. We used to take the old house phones, when they would get new ones or something, and we'd act like we was playing Office or something, the old house phones or whatnot that maybe didn't work no more or something, and we'd be acting like we playing house phone. Like let's say the bass got taken away and the only thing you had was the ear part, boy, you acting like you playing doctor's office and all that other stuff. You playing in the office. And then I had an old typewriter, right? I had an old typewriter. When I was little, I used to play like I was the secretary with that old typewriter. I had one of them old desk phones too. And child, I thought I was doing something as a kid. Mm-hmm. Our parents would give us the stuff that when we would before it tore up, we couldn't play with it, right? But after it tore up, boy, we could play with it then, and we thought we was somebody. Shoot. You used to throw rocks in the ant bed. Child, I used to now I never did the thing with the magnifying glass, and the ant bed that I heard kids used. No, what I would take, like, I'd have a glass of water or something, and I'd take my fingers and I'd act like it was like the water drops was way bigger, and I'd drop like a water drop on the ant bed and watch them go crazy, and I'd be like, look at all the water. Like the ants is running from the water, like I'm the giant. You know what I'm saying? And the storm is coming. Them pots and pans back in the day was everything, wasn't they? The old pots and pans. And when I was real little, mama used to give me like 2 and 3, and she set me down in the kitchen while she was playing, while she was cleaning the kitchen. She used to give me like a wooden spoon, and she'd give me a pot, and I'd act like I was playing right there. That's all I needed. That's all she needed to do was give me a wooden spoon and a pot. And boy, I thought I was something sitting there playing in the kitchen. I didn't bother. I didn't go nowhere. I didn't crawl off. I didn't do nothing. I sat right where she sat me on my little pallet while she was cleaning the kitchen. Mm-hmm. Because that's what my mama did. She'd take me room for room when I was little and set me down with my little toy. And child, I didn't move from that pallet. I knew better. You know what I'm saying? When we was out in the yard, I knew you didn't go near the road. We had rules, and we knew what we could do and what we couldn't do. And I'm gonna say this: it is healthy for children to have a healthy fear of their parents, because I knew I didn't want to get in troubles. I didn't want to get that spanking, child. I didn't want to get sent to my room. So I was a good little kid when it came to that. And I knew I better not act up if we went to company's house, if I went to somebody else's house, or we was in public, because not only would I get a spanking wherever we was, but when I got home, I was going to get another one. So I knew to be good. But we were very creative as little kids. We would come up with the least little thing. You know, we didn't just play just hide and go seek and all that stuff. We started coming up with different things with you would act like the when you play cops and robbers, you would act like the stick was the pow pow. If you didn't have, like, if you wasn't, you know, If you didn't have a lot of money, so you didn't have the little cap guns or something, because I did have some of those before, the water, pow pows. If you didn't have those when you was little, you would act like the stick was, and you would act like you had a bow and arrow and stuff like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So we made a lot of things, having a whole imaginary world. Like when I was little in first grade, I was the baby. I had a mama and daddy. We played house, and the jungle gym was the house, right? The jungle gym was the house. And me being the baby and my other little sibling, we had another friend, so they was the sibling. We was both the babies. We was the children. And we were told what we couldn't do. And then the mama and the daddy, which was my friends, they had to go out, and the little boy had to act like he was going to work. We made up whole entire universes in our brains. You know what I'm saying? We had like, just regular do y'all remember those old metal slides, child? And if it got real hot and you slid down them slides with shorts on, how it burnt the back of your legs. And like we had metal toys. We didn't have plastic toys, right? We had things that could actually hurt you. Like when I was 12 and I got my Easy Bake Oven for the first time, or 9, I burnt the crap out of myself with that Easy Bake Oven. Mm-hmm. And them old toys we used to have, you could literally get hurt on. I remember the first time one of my friends, we wasn't told, they didn't have all these things to hide the springs on the trampolines when we was little, and you accidentally pinch your finger in that or your leg or something in that spring of that trampoline. Ooh, you talking about pain, child. Yeah, we didn't have all these pretty nets around it. We used to fall off the trampoline, break arms, legs, all this other stuff, sprain your ankle. We used to try to do backflips off of it, and thought we was Evel Knievel and all this other stuff for our bicycles. Try to jump things and do these tricks because we thought we was the best. Man, that's a lucky half of us ain't is still alive. I'm just saying, we did some crazy stuff as kids. These kids nowadays don't understand when you had your first bike wreck and your leg, that's why a lot of our kneecaps, if you look at a lot of our kneecaps, we got scars all over our kneecaps from them bike wrecks, child. And from them when rollerblading first come out, rollerblades and stuff, and skating and stuff. We used to skate and everything. A lot of us got a lot of injuries from that as children. And I know that we used to do it on the asphalt. We used to rollerblade and skate on the asphalt. And child, I don't know if you've ever been going real fast and slid across asphalt, but it don't feel too pretty. Oh, and the static shock on the trampolines. Heck yeah. Don't wear black socks on the trampoline, child. And we used to do a thing in houses. I don't know if y'all remember, y'all ever did that. But if you wear a certain color sock on a certain color carpet and you rub your feet real fast together and you touch a doorknob and touch somebody, you can shock the shit out of them. We used to do that for the fun of it. Run through with your feet going real fast across the carpet and then touch somebody and shock them. That used to be fun for us. We was bad little children now that I think about it. But it was all in good fun if you think about it. Like we didn't do nothing to intentionally harm others. It was just we thought it was funny. I'm telling you, I had so many I had a bike wreck one time when I lost all feeling from the waist down, child. I was thinking to myself, I was in the house crying. I couldn't walk. My daddy had to bring me into the house. My daddy had to go back out and get my bicycle and bring it up to the house, right? And I thought I had done hurt myself severely, that I was never going to be able to walk again. In my little children's mind, I thought this was the end. I'm paralyzed for life. No, I was better the next day, but I had fell so hard and my knees were all screwed up. Like, I know that's why I got knee pain today, child. It's all because of them bike wrecks as a child. Now, I never did rollerblading. My sister did. I did regular skates. Just the regular old big boys. But I never did the rollerblading. Now my sister did, and I tried it and it was okay, but I have a weak ankle on one side, so yes. Now you can smoke your. I'm in love with Mary Jane. She's my main thing. Gonna make me feel alright. Gonna make my heart sing. And when I'm feeling low, she comes as no surprise. Gonna make take me to paradise. Don't you know I love you, Mary Jane? We all know that song. Now you can't tell me you don't know that song. Do you love me? You know me, Mary Jane. See, here's the thing. If y'all don't know, that's why I love Shamar Sledge. If y'all ain't seen him, y'all seen him in some of the competitions recently. Now, Shamar, he one of my good peoples. When I could catch him live, I love him in the Safe Haven. That's what he calls his people. That's one of his favorite songs. Do you know you love me, Mary Jane? I wonder how many of us actually knew. Though, do you know a song I was thinking about the other day? Y'all know "Stroking" by Clarence Carter. I didn't know that song was dirty as a little kid. Okay, I thought he was talking about dancing when I was real little, because that used to be one of my daddy's songs. Stroking to the east, I'm stroking to the west, I'm stroking to the woman that I love the best. I be stroking. That's what I be doing. I did not realize, because my daddy would always turn down that one part, and I never understood. He always turned down the part where she told him, "You can stick it up my." I'll be stroking. He would always turn that part down when it'd be playing, right? When I was real little. And then when I got older, he let me hear it all. I didn't realize, child, that song was dirty. And he was talking about sex when I was little. I thought he was talking about dancing. Child, half the songs we listened to as kids, we didn't even realize how dirty they was until we got grown. I bet you there's about 10 songs that you can name from when you was a kid that you didn't realize was filthy until you got older, because you didn't realize that they were dirty. You know what I'm saying? We used to say little sayings. I forgot the one about the little boy with the water hose and the fire truck, but there was Chinese, Japanese, dirty knees. Look at these. Do y'all realize how dirty that was? We were saying that as little kids. Ooh. I'm gonna tell you something. I got in trouble when I went to school because I did that sometimes. Whoop, there it is. I did that too. Church lady. Whoop, there it is. I got in so much trouble because and then I went around rapping "Baby Got Back" when I was a little kid, and "Baby Got Back," baby got it going on, and other Sims won't like this song. I love that song, and I can rap it from like totality from the beginning to end because my uncle used to play it on repeat. I don't know if y'all noticed, but when that song first come out, they had a tape, a cassette tape, right? And on one side it had "Baby Got Back" by Sir Mix-a-Lot, and on the other side it had the song "Mac Daddy," and that's all it had on the whole tape. All right, that's all it had. You know what I'm saying? So you was, cause see, I was of the age of when cassette tapes was a thing, right? When it was a big thing. You either listen to it on the radio or a cassette tape. Now I do remember the the records and whatnot, but by the time that I was of age, because I'm 37, it was cassette tapes. And then we went to CDs eventually, but it was cassette tapes. Remember when we used to sit there and record music. You'd have two boom boxes, right? And you would record. I remember recording mixtapes off the radio, and I remember when we used to do that, we used to record the mixtapes. You'd have to wait for the song to come on the radio. You'd have to make sure you missed the DJ talking, and the commercials and stuff. And you'd have to make sure you had it at the perfect spot to where it would stop at the end of the song. And you'd have to wait for your other favorite song to come on so you could record it. The way we used to make mixtapes on cassette tapes, like, you had to wait for it to come on the radio, and then you had to record it perfectly. And I remember when you used to take them pencils and rewind the tape. And then I remember back when VCR tapes, when the VCR itself didn't have a rewind button, and you had a separate thing to put the VCR tape in so you could rewind that tape. Oh yeah, that belt, baby. Everybody that I know, either their mama or their daddy, they knew that one belt when it came out. And if daddy took that belt off, Jesus, no, you better go mind your manners and sit your booty down, and whatever you was just told not to say, you better not say it again, child. And now I was a smart ass one time. Let me tell you what had happened was, okay, so I have an older sister that's 5 years older than me. And the first time I ever got caught smoking, all right, I got to tell you the trick that my mama pulled on us. She made us smoke a pack of cigars, the ones with the butts, and pulled all the butts off them and made us dip Garrett snuff. I don't know if you know about Garrett snuff, but baby, my mama did that unsweetened Garrett snuff, and she made us hold the spit in until we almost threw up. She was trying to teach us a lesson, right? So my mama asked me this question. Now, as adults, we're going to know this is a double-ended question. But as a child, I didn't know that. And I was very honest. She said, would you rather dip or smoke? Child, you know what I said? I'd rather smoke because dipping makes me puke. You know what happened next, right? You know what happened next, right? I got, child. I got. But my sister was smart enough to lie and said she'd rather do neither, because I didn't know that was a double-ended question and you were supposed to say neither. I didn't know that. She asked me a or question. So she said, would you rather do this or this? So my smart tail didn't know that there was a third option here. And I said, I'd rather smoke because dipping makes me puke. My sister was old enough and smart enough to know you supposed to say neither. I got set up. My mama set me up, child. She knew what she was doing, child. She knew that I wouldn't catch on. But see, my older sister, I was 9 years old at that time. My older sister was already 14, visiting me 15. So yeah, I thought it was an A or B question. I didn't know there was an option C. My sister was old enough to know that there was an option C, and she lied. See, I didn't lie. I was asked a serious question, so I answered seriously, and I got, y'all. I got a whipping, but hey, at least I was honest. It was an honest answer. I didn't lie. They used to get us with those double entendres, didn't they? How many times did they get us with that? There was always a C answer that we didn't know about. They would do a or B question. You know what I'm saying? And if you didn't think about it, neither is always the answer. That is true. Neither is always the answer, because I was the one that always chose one or the other when I wasn't supposed to. And that wasn't the only time, child. I was always the one that was honest about it. So I would get in trouble a lot for being honest. Now, my sister, she became deceptive, and she realized that there were specific ways you're supposed to answer those questions. So she would be like, that my mom would be like, that's the correct answer, but you're still getting in trouble. But it wouldn't be as bad. I would get it worse because I was honest. I didn't know there was an either or a neither. I thought it was you choose A or you choose B. I didn't know there was an answer C. Have a good day at work, T Rural Gaming. I didn't know that, child. How many questions was you asked as a child that you didn't realize there was a, were you ever asked that question? Like you didn't realize there was a neither or a nor to that, and you were supposed to say no to both, and you accidentally answered correctly? Mm-hmm. I got in so much trouble. See, now I never got caught drinking because I didn't drink until I got older, and my mom and daddy never caught me because I was at somebody else's house, which was my brother, and he lived with his grandparents. So I never got caught doing that. I never got caught. Hmm. I never got caught doing none of my mess. See, I was smart about things. I did mess with other people's, and they never caught me. The only time they caught me was with my sister Brandy. My sister, my sister, my older sister, she always got me caught, child. I don't know what it was, but she always got me caught up. But me and my brother, we never got caught up. Mm-mm. We were smart about it. But I wasn't really that kind of kid. Most of the time, my parents could find me in my bedroom with a book or a video game. Like that was me. I was that kid that would rather be in my room reading a book. But I was in some mess when I was little. Now I would tell what I did, church lady, and get myself in trouble. Now I did do that. Like my sister always knew I had one rule. If they don't ask me, I ain't gonna tell. Right? So I ain't gonna tell nobody if they don't ask me. So I knew about all her mess that she got into, right? But if they ask me, point blank, period, I'm gonna tell because I wasn't a liar and I ain't gonna lie for you. So she knew I wasn't gonna lie for her, right? And I told her, I said, nah, I just want you to know, before you do this, that I'm gonna tell the truth if I'm asked, but if they don't ask me, I ain't saying nothing. Like my parents knew they could, like, if something happened, they knew if they asked me outright, I would tell them, right? Because I'm gonna stand in it. And if I did something, I'm gonna say I did it. That's just like, when I'm out on these streets, let's say these YouTube streets, let's use that as an example. And I do something. I'm gonna take responsibility for my actions. I'm gonna tell you exactly what I did. I'm gonna tell you the truth about the matter. And whether you like it or don't like it, I'm gonna tell the truth. So, I stand in my ish when I do something. I ain't gonna pussyfoot. I ain't gonna walk around. I'm gonna tell you what I did. Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, child, church lady. I was a fighter when I was a kid. There was this one time. There was these two boys. Like me and my friends were hanging around and we was playing and we was just being little kids together. And they decided they was gonna throw a rock at my special needs brother and hit him with it. Let's just say these boys were 4 times my size. I was tiny when I was little, right? I was always the tiny little kid, but that little big kid that was like the smallest but would fight like a crosscut saw? That was me. Like I would beat up people 4, 5, 6 times my size, and I was little because my daddy always told me you bring them down to your size, right? And anything can be a weapon, child. And so I fought me and my sister. These boys were big old cornbread fed, Southern boys. So they were big for their age, almost looked like grown ups as kids. You know what I mean? And me and my sister, we tore those two little boys' butts up. They ran home to their mama, and their mama tried to come out and get me and my sister. And my mama come out that door, and my daddy come out that door. And my daddy was begging for her husband to come out that house. And he wouldn't come out that house, child. Like, you didn't touch us kids. They came after us kids with sticks, and belts. And my mama and my aunties, child, I thought they was gonna clean them two big old girls' butts. Because these ladies was like 200-300 pound big women. They was like Amazon big women, right? And my auntie was a little old lady. She was skinny and tall and shit, right? And my mama was skinny and tall. Now my auntie Valerie, she was, but she wasn't like, fat enough, but she was just like big booty, big booty Judy. And child, they was ready to clean them two big women's up. Like my mama used to be a 00 in the waist at 5'9". So she was skinny, she was little, but she'd fight a man just like she'd fight a woman, and that's where I get it from. I'm gonna tell you this. That's one thing. I gotta go down there where I'm originally from, and I gotta see my auntie Valerie. I love that woman and my aunt Priscilla. They may not have been my blood, but they was my blood, if you get what I mean. They was my family. I love them women with all my heart. Now, my auntie Valerie, she is a church going lady, and if she don't go to heaven, ain't none of us going to heaven. That lady was a blessful woman, and she put up with a POS husband for years. And she didn't know us kids knew about it because she tried to keep it from us, how bad he was to her. But that woman right there, I love that woman. Ain't nothing nobody could tell me about her. You know what I'm saying? My auntie Valerie and my auntie Priscilla, they was my peoples. Now I ain't seen my auntie Priscilla in years, and I wish I could find her. You know what I'm saying? I was a kid and I ain't been able to find her. Now I found my auntie Valerie, um, but I ain't been able to find her. And my uncle Bobby, I loved him. He was an amazing man. Even if he was in that gang life, even if he was in that, in that life or whatnot, to me, he was one of the best men I ever met in my life. I don't care, what other people said about him. He was good to me and I loved him. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what people say. I don't care if they say he a iller. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? He was my uncle and he will always be. You know what I'm saying? Like there's some people. I was the boisterous kid that was always happy go lucky. But if like I was the kid that I was everybody's friend, right? Everybody's friend, everybody knew me. And I loved everybody. But if you push me and if you mess with my brother, I was ready to fight. You know what I'm saying? I was ready. I was that one you didn't want to back into a corner. You got those kids that don't really want to fight. They just a happy go lucky kid and they just want to play and they want to be there with everybody. I was that kid. But if you push me in that corner, you didn't want to see me coming out of it. Ooh. Yeah, I do. I wish I gotta find her. She may still be down in the original place that I'm from, but I want to find her. I did find my auntie Valerie, and I was so happy about that. And she has 4 girls that I grew up with 3 of them. The youngest was born after I moved, so I don't think I remember her. I think she may have been pregnant with her when we left. But I did grow up with the oldest 3. She's the first one that ever braided my hair as a kid and all that other stuff. I mean, not French braids. She braided my hair to the scalp the first time, and I'll never forget. Like she used to sit me down and play with my hair all the time. She loved my hair because my hair used to be down past my knees when I was little because my mama never cut it, and so my hair was long and thick. And she used to love playing in my hair. That was one of her. I don't keep it that long anymore because it used to give me headaches. But she used to love playing in my hair. And Auntie Priscilla, me and her kids now, she always kept the Crown Royal like smell good stuff, and we used to take that. I don't know if y'all remember them, but they look like little crowns. And they were like smell goods. You know what I'm saying? We used to put them on top of our head and try to play with them, and we'd get in so much trouble. Y'all be putting my incense down. Don't y'all be messing with my potpourri holders. We thought they was crowns, though. We put them on top of our heads. We get in so much trouble. Yeah, I was that kid church lady that everybody did that to me, and they would tell me the same thing because I was real tender-headed as a kid, and I'd be over there like, "Ow, ow, ow, ow," and I think that's why I'm not tender-headed now, if that makes sense, because of all the braiding that went down to my head, and I think it made me not tender-headed no more. Hey, Miss Sincere, good morning. I think that's what made me not tender-headed no more. Because I used to be real tender-headed, and then I guess after all that thugging it out, church lady, with all my hair being braided and stuff, that I ain't tender-headed no more. Now I can braid and I'm good and all that, and I could do all those things. But when I was real little, I was tender-headed. Like I would cry, like if somebody did it too tight, like my eyes be tearing up, child. But after a minute, you stop getting tenderheaded after a while. I stopped being tenderheaded, Chad. I would cry though. I was that kid. I was the one that sat in the middle and everybody was like, I would have 5 different braids going at one time in the classroom because 5 different of my friends would be playing in my hair. So it would look kind of weird because I'd have 5 different hands going at one time. That'd be all different shapes and sizes. One of my friends, I miss her. We were little together and stuff, and there was a couple of them. But when I moved away from that area, I obviously didn't get to see them as much, and I don't know where they're at now, but I hope they're all fine and dandy in their lives and everything's good. But that's what happens when you change schools and you move and all that stuff. You lose track of people, Um, your full Asian friend with thug it out. Hey, we had a Vietnamese boy. We had a Vietnamese boy when I was in like 7th or 8th grade. And it was so funny when we first all met him. He could not speak. Not it's not funny that he couldn't speak English, but it was so funny to watch how like he came out of his shell and like became like he would start reading mofos to filth. And it was awesome because he went from like being the quiet one and certain people would pick on him and all this other stuff to where he became like us and would start like cussing folk out. And it was hilarious when he first started doing it. But then he got real good at it. And you know what I'm talking about? Like, at first they take the stuff and they try to read people back, and at first it's kind of funny, and then they get real good, and you're like, oh, go ahead then. Oh yeah, when you teach them cuss words for first, it's so awesome. Yeah. See, I was the friend. I was the friend that was over there while they were teaching him how to do these things. That was just giggling. So I was your giggly friend. If church lady, if you had a friend that would just sit over there and giggle, that was me. Yeah, that was me. Shit, he ended up becoming a beast with it, child. He ended up getting better than a lot of like he took the teachings to heart too. He mastered it. I was so proud of him. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, he all grown up now. Look at him. Hey, Tay-Bay. Good morning. Shoot, they end up mastering the rest of us. I'm telling you, they end up getting good at it. Like you teach them how to read for fifth, and then all of a sudden they go from barely being able to speak English to being able to read you for your life. And you're like, you're proud. And then you also like, you're like, you're proud at one moment, and then you're like, well, dang, shoot, you getting gutter with it. Like you getting worse than I am. But you proud at the same time. It's like a proud mama when you teach. Oh yeah, you almost act like a proud mama when you see them grow up. And I had a friend like you, church lady, who was the same way about me, right? Because at first I didn't know how to read people fifth. I was too nice. I was the nice little kid, right? And so I had a friend that taught me how to do that and how to get people together. And then when I finally did, she's like, I'm so proud of you, Charlie. Come here, girl. Give me a hug. You know what I'm saying? She was like, I'm so proud of you. You finally did it. Because it took a lot for me to do that at first. Because I would rather I'm not the type to talk. I'm the type to fight. So I ain't one of those ones that like the rah-rah shit, right? But eventually one of my friends pulled me aside and said, sometime you got to rah-rah. And she had to teach me how to rah-rah. Because like at first my reads was not funny and they were bad. Okay? They were very bad. You know what I'm saying? And she had to teach me how to get people together. And she had to teach me to be rude. She had to teach me like how to say things a certain way. And you know what I'm saying? And she was my teacher. I miss her. She was older than me too. And so like, she knew more than I did. Obviously, I was a little big kid, and I didn't know, how to match energy at that time because I was one of those people that was just too nice, and even my reads were too nice. You know what I'm talking about? That nice little kid that even when they try to read you for filth, their reads are too nice. And she had to teach me to get gutter. She had to teach me how to say things in specific ways, and she had to teach me to give people a dose of their own medicine. And she taught me very well when I was young, and I thank her every day for that because she don't realize, like, I didn't know, like, when we was out on the schoolyard. That's why I say sometimes the beef sector for me reminds me of when I was in elementary school. We'd be out in the elementary school yard, just sitting around in circles, talking mess to each other. I'm talking about the worst mess you can think of. And then we were still friends afterward. That's the crazy part. Very few times did it get to the point that it was up and stuck for life. Like, we just be sitting there making fun of each other's mamas, grandmamas, aunties, uncles. It was fun for us. Oh, that was a good one. She told one person, you talking about beef, but look at your leg. It looks broken. It's more broken than my English, motherfucker. I bet that was funny. I would have laughed. That's the best reads that I've ever found, is when someone can read somebody and also read themselves, right? And like, yeah, this may be true about me, but what about you? You know what I'm saying? And like, when people call me fat, right? I'm like, yeah, I'm fat. And what? Do I care? My husband loves it. Do you gotta like it? No, you don't. Which I'm not. If you see me in person, my husband said the same thing, and every friend that I've ever met from offline, and I've met quite a few of them, right? They've always said the same thing to me. I look so much bigger on camera, and when they meet me in person, they're like, "Where's the rest of you?" Because they're like, "You're not." Because when they see me in person, they're like, "You're not that big." I'm like, "It's because I'm taller. My weight distributes differently, right?" Um, I'm not skinny, skinny, but I'm not big, big either. I'm like somewhere in between. I'm like average, I guess you would say. And it's so funny when people meet me in person versus when they see me online. Like, a lot of my friends have said the same thing. And I guess I just look fat as shit in pictures. I don't fucking know. But every one of the persons that I've met from that only knew me from pictures until they saw me in person, they're like, "You are totally not as big as I thought you were." Right. And I'm like, "What?" And so that's one of the cool things that, you know what I'm saying, I find really amazing um about it. And it's funny to me because one of my friends looked at me and go, "Where what wait, I thought you were bigger than that." I'm like, "Yep. I don't know. I think it's the chubby cheek syndrome, y'all. The chubby cheek syndrome. I got chubby cheeks. I do." You corrupted her, church lady. You corrupted her. Well, you are family to them, church lady. Here's the thing. When you have a friend like that and you take her under your wing, you almost become like her big sister, right? And for them, you are family. You know what I mean? And that's the way I am with a lot of people. Like, I have a lot of adopted family that will always be family to me. You know what I'm saying? You took her under a wing and you helped her through a situation that others may not understand. Like, she was new. She didn't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? You took her under your wing. "Hey, Jay Dizzle, what's up? How you doing?" But yeah, you took her under your wing. You know what I'm saying? And I have aunties and uncles and cousins that's the same for me. They'll always be family to me, even if they're not my blood relation. You know what I mean? That's the way I feel about it. Like, my cousins will always be my cousins, regardless if we blood or not. I have people that I grew up with that took me in as family, and they will always be my family, regardless. I always love them. And one day I am gonna get down there and I'm gonna take my auntie out to eat, and we gonna visit with her and stuff. I was the same way, church lady. At first I was the kid that was being bullied, right? But then I became the anti-bully because of that. Because I was always smaller than most kids in my class. When I was real little, I was very petite. Usually I was smaller than the other kids in my class. Um, I literally from like I've been the same height since like I didn't grow a little bit until after high school. So I was like from 5th grade all the way through high school, I was like 5'6" even. And then I'm almost 5'7" now. But so I was always like the petite little kid, and people thought I was easy to pick on because I was smaller than them, right? And because of that, a lot of, and then I had some, there was this one time when I was in 3rd grade, these big old boys that were 8th graders tried to pick on me because my sister wasn't there that day, and they had a beef with her, not me, with her. And because I was so little, they thought that they were going to take out their madness on her, on me. And I came home with bruises on my back where they had stomped me in the back and everything else. I had big footprint on, like it covered from the top of my shoulder to the bottom of my hip bone. That's how big their foot was compared to me, because I was so tiny. And that's the day that my daddy gave me a clipboard and put a brick in my backpack and told me next time those boys would throw hands, because my dad tried to tell the school. The school didn't do anything about it. They didn't suspend them off the bus, nothing. And it was 3 of them against 1 of me, and I was like way smaller than them because I was only like in elementary, and they were middle school, almost high school age. So they were 4 or 5 times my size, and if not 10 times my size. And the next time they tried that stuff, I popped them in the head with that metal clipboard, and I hit them with that brick, and I knocked all 3 of them out. And let's say they had to go to the hospital, and they tried to suspend me from school and off the bus. And my daddy went up to that school, child, and he gave them a talking to, and them boys tried to lie and say some stuff that didn't happen. And my dad had brought up where he had already came to the school and reported it, and nobody was doing nothing. They went back, and this was around the time that they started getting videos in school buses. Y'all remember when they first got the cameras? And they had cameras of them doing it. And when they saw the video replay and my dad lifted up my shirt and showed them my back, the parents profusely apologized. And the one boy's dad, the other boy didn't have a dad. The one boy's dad took care of both of them, and they got kicked off the bus for 3 days, and I didn't get in no trouble. And when my mom and dad checked me out of school that day, took me home, I didn't get suspended. They checked me out and took me home and gave me ice cream. So I got ice cream that day. You know what I'm saying? My mom and daddy taught me this one simple rule. I don't know if y'all's told y'all this, but this was my simple rule. Don't start nothing, but you better damn well finish it. That's what I was told as a kid. It's like you don't go to school starting, right? You don't go start mess. You know what I mean? But you better finish it. I was taught that. Don't start nothing, won't be nothing. Mm-hmm. My mom and daddy told me that simple fact. Now, nowadays, it's crazy because I've seen a lot of the kids who are being bullied who finally take up for themselves get suspended, and the bully don't get in no trouble. I'm like, oh, hell no. Oh, we got a 0 tolerance policy. They tried that with me in high school. I got to tell you what it did, because I'm going to tell on myself, right? So it was this one girl, and she was over 300 pounds, and she was trying to bully a girl that was 95 pounds sopping wet. And I was sitting there eating my breakfast, And I told her, I said, first off, shut up, get away from me. I'm trying to eat my breakfast. Either do something or don't do something. But I said, if you try to go across that table and touch that little girl, you're going to have to deal with me. So I suggest you leave right now. Well, she left the lunchroom or whatnot, the breakfast room or whatever. And then she tried to come back and like she was having her friend hold her back and called me the B word. All I simply said was, you know where I live. Come meet me after school. And she was screaming bees, this, that, and next thing. The teachers was in there, the coaches was in there, and what nobody doing a damn thing about it. The whole time she was standing there for at least 30 minutes talking about what she was gonna do to this little girl and how she was talking real loud, calling her names and all this other stuff. They didn't do nothing, right? But the minute I stood up to the bully, they were gonna try to get me in school suspension. I told them at the office, I said, first off, all I told her was she knows where I live, that she can meet me after school. I didn't say no curse words. I didn't, but they considered that a threat. So I had to go to ISS. And this is what the principal did. He says, I'm not going to say my real name, but Charlie, he said, please, when you go into ISS today, you won't have to do no work. I'll make sure you get an excuse for all your work. You're going to get A's today. I promise. If you just go in there, lay down, take a nap, and please, please, please don't hit her when you go in ISS. I said, just tell her don't look at me and speak to me. As long as she don't look at me and don't speak to me, I won't say nothing. But if she says something, I can't promise you nothing. Guess what? She didn't say nothing to me. Actually, for the rest of the school year. She was scared of me after that. She didn't want nothing to do with me after that. She never came back in that lunchroom while I was in there either. I know, right? They don't do nothing until fists start swinging or something like that. And even then, they'll let it go on for a while. That's what they don't tell you. Do you know how many fights I've seen go down and they didn't do nothing until, somebody was down or something like that? They just let it go on. They don't really separate like they're supposed to. Shoot, they lying. They knew better than to mess with me though, because they were scared of my mom and daddy. To tell you the god honest truth, the principal was scared of my mama. He didn't want me calling my mama or my daddy. Mm-mm. You gotta think my daddy's 6'5". You know what I'm saying? My daddy a big old man. Like, and my mama, he knew my mama. See, my mama used to fight with that principal. It was kind of funny. I'd moved to a new area and he was where I was originally from. And my mama and him used to fight when they was kids. And my mama used to whoop his, you know what I'm saying? And so he was afraid of my mama. And he would beg me not to call my mama child. He was scared of my mama and my daddy. They did not want me calling my mom and daddy because they knew I was not the kid that would start mess. And my mom and daddy knew that. Like, I wasn't, if I did something wrong, my mom and daddy would get my behind, right? They wasn't that type of parent. They just took up for their kid no matter what, right? They knew I wasn't that kid. They knew I was good. So you didn't want me to call my mama or my daddy because they would fight for days. And they knew it. My mom and daddy, neither one of them was afraid of the police, and they weren't scared to go to jail. They didn't care. They was like, I will do anything for my children. Yeah, I swear to God, a lot of the men in my family on my daddy's side, they some big mofos. You know what I'm saying? Anywhere from like 6'5", 6'6", or taller. They some big old boys. Now my brother, he's about 6'2". He ain't quite as tall as my daddy, but he about 6'2". But most of my male family members are real big dudes. They cornbread fed, as we say down here. They cornbread fed motherfuckers. Yeah, that's the way my family was, church lady. You didn't play about ours. You know what I'm saying? We go to jail or hell based on our children and our family, Now my grandfather was actually one of the shortest of our family, which was kind of funny because he took more after his mom. But all like my great uncle on that side, he was like really tall. He was over 6 foot. My great grandfather was over 6 foot. And I'm telling you, Jay, I get so mad that I'm only 5'7". Well, 5'6.5". I can't quite claim 5'7". I'm right underneath the little line. But um, I get so mad because like my mama is 5'10". My daddy is 6'3". I mean 6'5". I just said 6'3" because I was reading your comment, Jay Dozel. And why couldn't I be taller? You know what I'm saying? Like, and all my sisters, though, this is the funny part. All of my sisters are shorter than me, and I'm the youngest. All of my sisters are like, one of my sisters is like 5 foot, 5'1", and my other sister's 5'2", and then I got one sister that's like 5'4", right? So all of my sisters are 5'4" and below. Um, and I think one of them's lying about being 5'4", but all my sisters are like to my chest area, if that makes sense. And I'm the youngest, and I'm taller than all three of them. So yeah. And now that's the same way. Now, my family is if it's female, we call the females in the family. If it's a male, we call the males in the family. You know what I'm saying? How tall is you, Jay Dizzle? I just curious because your dad being 6'3" and stuff. Did you take after your mom in your height or like a grandma? Because I took after my grandma technically. Well, my both grandmas and my great grandmother. They say I look exactly like my great grandmother. Um, which is funny. I'm not going to tell you her name because I'm not going to dox her. But my great grandmother did not have a middle name. Back in those days, sometimes people didn't get middle names. She didn't have one. So when she got married, they used her maiden name as her middle name, which I think was really cool. But they say I look exactly like her. So we ain't too far apart in height, Jay Dizzle. We ain't too far apart in height. Um, I may be like a little bit taller than you, but not by much. You know what I'm saying? We were technically 5'6" is the average height of most women if you look that up. In fact, and I got so angry there for a while. I was a size 14 in pants, still am. And it does fluctuate for me, so I will go up and down in that. But that's my main size, and I wear a large t-shirt. So most of the time when I go shopping in stores, all the 14s are always bought up. I get so angry when they have sales, and I go in there looking for my size, and they never got my size on sale, or they already bought up because it's the average size. Made me mad. So your mom was 5'8" and your dad was 6'3", and you're like, where the hell is my height? You're like, where the hell is my height now? My mama 5'8" and my daddy 6'3". Why ain't I taller? That's the way I felt, Jay Dizzle, because my daddy's almost 6'5". My mom's 5'9", 5'10". And I'm like, why ain't I taller? Like, I should totally at least be 5'7" or 5'8". You know what I'm saying? Somewhere around that age size, at least. I'm like, where did my height go? Hello. But I realized, oh, the hood table, I could hug you on your shoulders. You about the size of my sisters. Yeah, I could put my arms over your shoulders and give you a hug. Cause I got a sister that's 5'2", 5'3", and that's how I hug her. She always plans to put her arm around the bottom of my back, and I always put my arm over the top of her shoulders. Oh, church lady 5'2". But I'm gonna tell you something about them 5'2" and 5'3" ladies. Dynamite comes in small packages, child. They be the first ones that are ready to fight like a cross-cut saw. Everybody taller than you, Tay Bay? What, you like 5 foot even or 4'9"? That means I could pick you up. Them little bitty women be fighting, I'm telling you. Like, don't let that height fool you. Don't let that height fool you. The hood table, see, the funny thing is, sweetie, everybody taller than you. Most men are. I'm just saying. Hell on heels and hell on wheels. That's right. They hell in heels and hell on wheels. And you better not make them little bitty ones mad, because the only way that you can get away from the little bitty ones, you have to palm their forehead. And they be steadily swinging while you palming their forehead and holding them away from you. I've had to do that with a few of my little friends. I've had to hold them back. I had to pick them up off their feet, and I had to tote them away like they was little sacks of taters. I had to put them on my shoulder and tote them away. That way they were steadily, or pick them up under the arms, up under the chest area, and they were steadily kicking and swinging while I was taking them away. It is always the little ones that are always on go mode. I'm the one that was the chill friend that was a little bit taller than everybody. So I was the one that would have to pick up my little 5 foot even friends and my little 5'2" friends. And I'd have to pick them up and tote them away while they was trying to fight. And then steadily be kicking and steadily be swinging their arms in front, trying to still get to the person while I was toting them away like a little sack of taters. Yeah, don't mess with them little ones now. Them little ones, they be ready. They be ready. They stay ready. What they ain't barking at nothing. But I swear, I'd have to pick up some of my little friends, and I'd have to take them away because they'd be ready. Now I gotta tell y'all something I used to do. Now I had a friend. I used to do this to him all the time, and nobody would ever tell him I do it. I used to have VOTEC in the morning, and we had our VOTEC was in a different school than our high school, right? So we'd have to get on buses and we had to go up there, and break would happen right after VOTEC. So I would have to get off the bus to go into break, right? And when I'd come up to break, one of my friends, he was like 6'2", 6'3" in high school, 6'4", and he was a big old tall boy. And I'd take off running and jump on his back and bring him down and make him say uncle every day. But it was our joke. And there was this one boy who always saw it happening but never spoke. He tried to warn him one time, and he didn't want to listen to him and told him to hush. And after that, he never told him again. And it was our thing. Like I would jump up and make him give me a piggyback ride. I was that friend, and I love playing nut check with the boys, and they would try to nut check me back. Obviously, it didn't bother me, but so I always had a lot of male friends and female friends. But a lot of my male friends, we played this game when I was in high school called Nut Check. It was fun for me. And then I was always good at the purple nurples. There was one of my friends that said, I don't know how you do it, but every time, even if I try to slump down to where you couldn't find my nipple, you always find it. I don't know how you do it. I'm like, I'm that damn good. But y'all, I'm gonna jump up off here. I'm gonna go get me some food. I'm gonna chill with my family. I'm gonna take my son to his appointment today. I'm gonna play me a little Resident Evil, play my video games. I want to say thank y'all all for being here. I had a great conversation with y'all this morning. We talked about everything from, like the hood table say, from the hood to the White House, child. That's what the hood table say on her channel over there. I love me some the hood table, and she know that. That's my sister from another Mr., just like Miss Creole Butterfly. And thank y'all all for being here today and having this amazing conversations. Tonight at 8 p.m. we're gonna be over there at I know that some of y'all may not like him. I get that. I understand. Over there at Grown Folks TV, because we are doing the flower arrangements for Pretty Big Woman Quay. And regardless if people like him or don't like him, Pretty Big Woman Quay was somebody that girl, I don't have PlayStation. My man, my son got PlayStation. I got Xbox and I got PC. Now we might be able to play on PC, occasionally. If we can find something that's cross-platform, child, just let me know. And I do have a game night for my members. They're called Jackbox games, and I do want to do that soon. So if you become a member and you want to play Jackbox games, trust me, all you gotta have is 2 devices. You gotta have, you can watch me on the TV so you can see the TV, and a second device to play the game. Like, or if you have a tablet and a cell phone, or two cell phones, or a laptop, whatever, just two devices. It can be any two devices. Trust me, y'all gonna have so much fun playing those games. You know what I'm saying? If y'all literally want to do that one day this week, just let me know. And I know that in my Discord for my members, the next movie night that has been chosen was a romantic movie. So romantic was what was voted on. So we're gonna be watching a romantic movie over there. Okay, I am still in the process. I've been on Hulu trying to figure out which movie is gonna be the best movie ever. So we're gonna watch a movie over there on the Discord and whatnot for the members. So if I love horror movies too, church lady, but some people didn't want horror movies because they don't like horror movies. I'm like, I love horror movies. So over there on the Discord for my members, and the link for the Discord, I am gonna redrop it again on the members only wall. For the members to join the Discord for us to watch movies. And the members, we're also going to have members only game nights where we play these little jackpot games. You'll love it. There's one called Murder Mystery. VS had so much fun. Basically, it's a trivia game. And if you get the question wrong, you go to what they call the killing floor, right? And you got to play these little mini games to try to live through it. You got to try to live through it so you can make it to the end. And at the end of the game, even if you're a ghost, right? You done been passed away, child. You done been passed away. You could steal the winner's body. So you could steal their soul and win the game. And VS stole my soul, y'all. She stole my body. She was a body snatcher. She snatched my body at the end and won the game. All right. And in one of the games, I snatched her body, and we was just snatching bodies and snatching souls. And it was so much fun. And the questions are trivia questions. And there was one question that was vegan. And I said, if VS didn't get that vegan question, child, I know something's wrong, because she be knowing about vegan stuff. I don't know shit about being vegan, but she does. So, yeah, we were just body snatching, child. It's fun. You're going to have so much fun doing it. Become a member. I am going to show y'all one day. I'm going to do it for the subscribers. I'm going to do the game night one day for y'all subscribers, so y'all can get a little tasty taste of how the game is played, right? Well, remember Jay Dizzle, when I told you I apologized because I thought you was doing your members only. It was 2 Mondays ago, and I thought you was doing your members only at 8 o'clock, and you ended up doing it at 6 o'clock and went live 2 hours early. And I was like, oh crap. See, I thought I had plenty of time to play the little game for about an hour, and then I was gonna pop over there to Jay Dizzle's members only, because Jay Dizzle does her members only on Mondays. Okay, so I thought I had plenty of time to do it, child. Because see, I had put off playing the game Sunday because I was sick and didn't feel good, and that Friday because I had a headache. So I was like, shoot, I gotta do it. So I was trying to do it on that Monday, and I was like, dang, I already had it set up, the time and everything, and I thought, I had time before Jay Dizzle's live, and I didn't, and I accidentally had already set the time, and I was like, shit. And I felt so bad because I don't like going live on top of you. Especially on your members only, because I like being there for your members only. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do the game nights on Monday, so I don't miss Jay Dizzle's members only Mondays, because sometimes we do spend 2 or 3 hours over there. So I'm thinking I'm gonna do it on Wednesdays on Hump Day, or Thursdays, game night or whatnot for the members. Because I'm telling you, you're gonna have so much fun playing these games. I think I might do the first when I redo it again, I might do it subscribers so everybody can join it, and then after that it will be members only. But I'm thinking about doing it just so the subscribers can see what it's like and have fun doing it. And the Texas Chainsaw game is fun, church. Like, I just got the new Resident Evil 4 remake because it is on sale right now, and I got Dying Light 2, the definitive edition, on my PC because it's on sale too. And right now they're having a lot of sales on games if you want some new games to play. So look at your device, whether it's PlayStation, Xbox, PC, whatever. They're having a lot of sales right now because of the holidays. So just let y'all know that. So whenever we do this next one, I am going to do it subscribers and let everybody know about it. So just keep your notifications on. Trust me, it is a really fun time. It's going to be something where you can take your mind off the mess and have just a little fun and laugh at each other. There's one called Quiplash I do want to play, but we need at least 4 or 5 people to play that game because we can literally make fun of each other and have fun. And you make up these funny little prompts. It's fun. If you go to look it up, you can look it up online, look up Jackbox Games, and you can watch different people play it on YouTube. And that way it kind of gives you a feel of what it is, right? You can look it up. It's the party packs. I have the 3rd one right now, and as I make more money from YouTube and my memberships, I'm going to buy more of the party packs so we have different games to play. These games are really simple to play, really easy. It doesn't take a lot and everything. Oh, I ain't dropped it, Jay Dizzle. I never dropped it. Dang. Yeah, I forgot to drop it. I was talking so much. Let me invite, copy, and drop it. I didn't never drop it, Jay Dizzle. You know, I was over here just to talking, child. You know when I get to talking. Now it's dropped. But the Jackbox games, I actually have it set up to where even I have like a banner when I play it, so it shows you what to do. So this is what it looks like when I play that across the screen. To play the Jackbox, that's literally I have that scrolling the whole time. So if you forget, let me add this change. You know, I know it's you, but I gotta add my banner just in case. That's you. There you, girl.
That's one thing they can't say about you, that you need a panel to have a show. Your ass been over here talking for the last 2.5 hours.
Hey, you know, I got that. I got that gift of gab. You know, Jesus gave me that.
Girl, I was late getting over here because I slept in today. I mean, and that's when I got up and finally was getting situated. I said, "Oh, Charlie, cause yeah, I today I'm off. I'm gonna be off a few days for the holidays, like different days splattered around." And so I slept, but I was like, "Dang, I didn't even
Congratulations on your
realize."
days off, though. That's good.
Oh, girl, definitely. I was always going to like during the holidays. That's whenever I just sprinkle days around.
I
Just a
know
little
that you be
sprinkle.
loving having that time off so you can get some sleep.
That is true, and that's what I would put up in YouTube cameras. So today is my mama's birthday, and a lot of the times I don't know what type of mood I'm going to be in. Sometimes you don't want to be bothered, and sometimes you do. So I always am proactive to make sure that I take this day off just in case. You know?
Yeah, because I mean, you miss her every day and everything. And I also want to say happy birthday to your mama in heaven. So shout out to Jay Dizzle's mama in heaven.
Thank you.
Because you know, you never know. I mean, that's somebody that's very important to you. And I thank God I still got mine right now. But when that day comes, I know, you know what I mean?
And I still can't get over the fact that today Kimmy birthday too. For the life of me, I just can't believe that Kimmy got the same birthday as my mama. I just like what? They seem like two different people.
No, not you, Kimmy, on your mama birthday.
Because and that's the thing. I said I guess that's what they say when researching and doxing goes wrong. Because I remember when I first came across Kimmy information and I saw when her birthday was, and I was like, I know you lying.
Hey, King Lou. I know you was like, wait a minute. Wait. You share the same birthday as my mama?
Right. They don't have the same personality, none of that. It was just so odd. But yeah.
My mama's a February. She's a Pisces, and my daddy's a Capricorn. My son's a Capricorn. My husband's a Capricorn, and I'm over here as a Leo.
Oh, okay. See, my mama's Sagittarius, my daddy's Gemini.
My mama's a February baby, so she she's a Pisces, if I'm not mistaken. Ain't that the one for
Mhm.
February? If I'm not mistaken.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I think it is Pisces. And then Aries is like I think the end of February. Cause
Yeah,
I think
she did.
Aries is the end of February, the beginning of March.
My daddy, my son, and my husband are all Capricorns. So we got 3
Oh wow.
Capricorns in the house and
So
1
that's
Leo.
all January.
Well,
They
no, January, December, the end of
oh the
middle
end of
and
December.
because
Okay.
my daddy was a almost a Christmas baby, and my husband was a after Christmas baby, and then my brother's also a Capricorn. He was a New Year's Eve baby.
Okay. And the King Louis person is asking if you could see that comment, Charlie.
Yeah, I can see your comment. Hey, King Lou. But no, yeah, that I just when we do play the Jackbox, I want to try to get as many people over here because I'm gonna try to start it in subscribers to show people so that they'll know when they do get into the members only, they'll know what it's like. You know what I'm saying? Like give a preview if that makes sense.
That's what I was thinking when you said that about doing it for the public. I think that'd be a good idea because you might gain more members that way. Like if they have a good time playing it, then that might make them more inclined to get a membership so that they can continue to play whenever you have it in the members.
Yeah, and I'm trying to, like you do, Jay Dizzle, and everybody else that's got members, or people who do this. I'm trying to create content for the members that is fun, and you do your members only where you do like different things, and 1 minute we could be talking about like Diddy, and then we did that other thing, and then it could be about content that's going on in the beef sector. You know what I'm saying? But your members only
Hmm.
goes from documentaries to you know what I'm saying, to this, that, and the next
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, that is true, and that's the thing because I was thinking about doing my members Monday early today as well, but then I was like, no, maybe I'll just keep it there later on in the evening to give people time to get off work. But I really don't even have any agenda of what I'm going to talk about this time. I did share one video this morning on my community wall because I was talking to Pizarro about it last night up on her channel. Do you know that it's a lady that lives in the Congo and she is 50 years old and she has 53 kids?
Woo, Jesus, all natural, all hers.
Uh-huh.
Woo, baby, she was having 1 a year or 2 a year.
No, what she said was she got diagnosed with this rare medical condition that causes her to reproduce multiple eggs during her cycle. And she said that the doctors had told her that she would have to continue to have babies in order to live. So essentially the lady done had 17 pregnancies. And
Woo.
out of those 17 pregnancies, she only had 3 pregnancies that were a single birth. The rest of them was all multiples because of her condition.
Lord.
Imagine that.
I had one, and they thought at one time I gained a lot of excess fluid, so they thought that it was possible that I was pregnant with twins, but I wasn't. And I can only imagine what those women go through, especially if you go from triplets to quadruplets and so on and so forth. Like, good
Hmm.
gracious.
Yep, I think she done had like I think the most that she had at a time, I want to say is 5 at one time. But that's how come she ended up building her family like that.
Could you imagine the
And that's
cost? As where
uh,
you've had kids in your life and how much you've had to pay for them for birthdays and all these other things, school clothes, everything else they need in life. Could you imagine the cost of all them kids, child? Ooh-wee.
I could,
And
and
cooking.
that's what she was saying. Like she go through so many pounds of food every day to cook for her family. But because they do live in the village, it's not like the kids are picky, like how American kids are. But it seemed like she fixed the same thing for them every day.
Hey, at least her kids are grateful and stuff. Because I mean, think about if you had that many kids here in the States, trying to cook for that large of a family, clean the house, have a house big enough for that many kids. Like my uncle had 6 kids by one woman, and he had one from a previous, so he had 7 kids. And
Uh-huh.
I'm talking about that his wife was cooking, child, and cleaning, and I got one, and I know what my mama went through with
Yeah.
us 3.
And the crazy thing about it is this lady who is 50 with the 53 kids, her oldest son is 34. So imagine. Her
Woo.
oldest son is 34. Oh, and I will say, so her oldest son she had with her first love. And they didn't work out. And she ended up meeting her husband 2 years after. And she married her husband, and the other 52 kids are from her husband.
Ooh, Lord, sweet baby,
So that's
Jesus.
another thing. She don't have multiple baby daddies or nothing. No, 52 kids from her husband.
That woman is a saint. I'm just gonna say that to have that many children and take care of all of them, and to bathe and wash their clothes, and you know, I'm doing the Jesus symbol right now. Oh, hands in the air. Nope, not Charlie, not I.
Right. Yeah, I just thought that was crazy. And if I'm not mistaken, that video that I posted, they said they put her in the Guinness Book of World Records. But it's almost like I wonder if she has the most, or if there is somebody out there that got 60 kids. I mean, who
I'm gonna
knows?
look that up, child. You're gonna make me go down a rabbit hole over here on Google. Uh, Guinness World
Yeah,
Book of
they
Records. Who
gave
got
her
the
the
most
world
kids?
record.
And you gotta think she had all those kids naturally too. Like that's different than somebody who had a blended family to where like
Hmm.
you came in with 5 or 6, he came in with 5, you know what I'm saying? No,
Hmm.
they're all her children. She had all of them. That's a lot of kids to be having as a person. Hey,
I agree
chosen
with
by
that.
Yahweh.
I agree with that 100%. And yeah, so it was just interesting to see. And that's the thing, because they are in the Congo, um, that's more considered like a third world country. So she ain't have no choice, I would assume, but to have natural births. I don't think that they have, the technology that we are used to in America, when it comes to people giving birth. I feel like they don't have the best hospital system.
Yeah, I don't even know, like, do they get pain meds? Cause child, if she had all them multiple births with oh my God, she's a saint. Cause I'm gonna tell you something, that labor pains, the pushing out isn't so terrible. It is a little
Mhm.
bit because you get rips and tears and stuff like that, but the um the pain before, when you're dilating and stuff, that's the pain that
Mhm.
really hurts. And I had stomach and back labor, so mine was going round and round. And could you imagine that with multiples? And and then if they were like larger sizes, Jesus, mm.
Mhm. I just can't imagine 5 babies coming out in one pregnancy multiple times. Like, that's crazy.
I couldn't imagine having to carry them around because like, even like, I'm gonna say this, when I was carrying my son, I got like larger than normal because I had excess fluid and whatnot, and I kept
Mhm.
accidentally shutting my stomach into the fridge because I wasn't used to having a belly that big.
Oh my
Like
goodness.
I did, child. I was like, oh shoot, oh, I got a stomach now, I gotta remember that.
Yeah,
I
I
wouldn't.
remember one of my good friends, she well, it's not recent that she had her baby. Cause I think her little girl might be about 8 now. She might be about 7 or 8 years old now. But I remember when she was pregnant, and she had the worst pregnancy, like always getting sick, the nauseous. She only ate one thing most of the time, and then all of a sudden one day she couldn't even eat that because then it stopped agreeing with the baby. It was just a lot. She used to always be telling me about everything that she went through. So I couldn't even imagine to have to go through that for that many times like that lady. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you something. It's crazy because you know, a lot of people have like these weird cravings and all this stuff. The weirdest craving I had was and when I say it, people go, that's not weird. When I say I craved pizza, but it was to the extreme of how I craved it. Like I couldn't get enough of it no matter how much I ate. I wanted to blend it up, put it in a glass, and drink it. That's how bad I craved it. Like I could not get enough. And it was to the point like I would eat a whole pizza, make myself sick, and eat more. And I just could not
Oh
get enough
wow.
of it. Yeah. That's the
So was
crazy
it a
part.
specific type of pizza or it just didn't matter, just as long as it was pizza?
As long as it was pizza, I didn't care. Like I was craving and I'm surprised my son even likes it as much as I craved it. It was psycho how much I craved it. And I'm surprised I even eat it to this day. But I still love it. And I never got my craving out. That happens sometimes. If the person doesn't get the craving out, they'll still crave it after pregnancy.
Huh. Yeah, see, my friend, I just remember her biggest thing was Wendy's chili. Anytime I called her, she was either coming from Wendy's or going to Wendy's or she was eating. And then she always got the chili from Wendy's.
My mama's was she wanted tartar sauce on everything for some reason. And she wanted Goo Goo clusters. She craved Goo Goo clusters specifically. It had to be Goo Goo
Huh.
clusters.
What is that? I never heard of that.
You've
What's a
never had a
goo?
Goo Goo cluster? That's pretty much it's like it's peanuts and they have like caramel on them and they have chocolate. They're covered with chocolate. And they have like a nougat thing.
Oh, okay, okay. I think I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah, you
Hmm.
can look them up. My mama loved those things when she was pregnant with me. And then she had like my mom never liked tartar sauce. Hated it with a passion. But she craved it when she was pregnant with me and she still eats it today occasionally, but not like she did when she was pregnant. And she craved pig feet. Never liked them before.
Now, she crave the cooked kind or the pickled kind?
Pickled, and she would go to the store
Okay.
and literally get like while in the store, pregnant and heck, stomach out to everything, and would be sitting walking around the store shopping for food, eating the pig feet right out the jar. Just be eating them. She told me
Lord.
all about it, trust me. And she never lets me live down the 37 and a half hours of labor. And my birthing story is hilarious, girl. They were supposed to take my mama in for a C-section because she'd been in labor so long, right? And they'd done numbed
Uh-huh.
her up to where she couldn't feel nothing. She couldn't even feel her toes. And she was sitting
Uh-huh.
there watching midget wrestling or little people wrestling. And she was laughing. And I literally popped out.
Mhm.
And then my dad sees my mama goes, "Ooh, I feel something." My dad goes, "You don't feel nothing. I made sure I paid for you to not feel nothing." And sure enough, he goes there and looks under the blanket, and there I am just playing with the blanket.
Oh wow.
So I came into this
What?
world with laughter. Every time she was laughing, she was pushing me out.
Little people wrestling.
Yeah.
What?
She was
Oh
no
my
lie,
goodness.
literally watching that. It was on TV at the time, and she was laughing at it because she was doped up, right? And she was laughing at
Mm-hmm.
the TV, and every time she was laughing, she was pushing me out and
That
didn't even
is
know it.
crazy. And it's funny about the wrestling because I will say that's one of the things that my mama she had told me that she always put the TV on wrestling when I was a baby. And like that's what caused me or it would keep my attention and I thought that the wrestlers was talking to me. So that helped me start talking. And I would just sit in my walker right there at the TV looking at wrestling on TV. And
You was
like now
probably
today,
babbling to the TV too.
as
Blah,
an
blah, blah, blah,
adult,
blah.
I don't even like wrestling. So I don't even know how I liked it as a baby.
Ain't no telling. It really ain't. Hey, Big Rigs or Sexy Side Profile Man, as I call him. That's my joke with him.
What's good, Big Rig?
Just like when I see Dr. Queen Pisces, I call her Dr. Mac. Because every time she talks, she sounds like she's macking somebody.
Right. Lord. Yeah, but I think that is so crazy that that's how you were born. But I mean, after 37 hours, this about time.
I'm telling you, my mama never lets, and she never lets me get that half. 37 and a half. She don't never let me forget that. Every birthday I hear that story. So trust me, I know that story like the back of my mind. And my daddy knows about it too. And the seconds, because she couldn't eat supper yet. And she couldn't eat supper yet, and because I was born later that afternoon or whatnot.
And she made me wait.
And she made him wait, wouldn't let him eat neither.
Oh wow.
I just had some weird person pop up, Jay Dizzle. It was some white dude, and his name was Willie Copter or something. I don't know.
He back there behind the stage?
He was. He dropped down now. I don't know. He was just why is these random peoples just popping up over here recently?
I think because they feel like, I don't know, maybe they feel comfortable with you.
I don't know, but like I need to get me a protection plan.
You got one.
Mm.
You got one.
I hear your daddy up in the background. I think that's interesting though about that your mama wouldn't let him meet. My cousin, she had her son. He just turned 3 in October. And I remember her labor and me calling up there to the hospital. And when I tell you she had such a bad attitude, like she was in that much pain. And she got mad because me and her husband were laughing and joking on the phone, and that pissed her off. I guess because she was going through the pain and stuff, it annoyed her that everybody else was laughing and stuff. And I'm like, come on now. I had never seen that side of her before until she was in labor. Like never.
I'm gonna tell you something. I've seen like people like that. That'd be the sweetest person you ever met in your life. Then all of a sudden, when they go through that labor, it's like a demon came out of them. And you're like, what? Like I was fine with my labor. They ended up giving me at the last possible moment a shot to make the labor worse, to make it go faster, and it made the pain 20 times worse. Right? And I didn't get no pain meds, none, because by the time they come and check me, I told them, I said, I'm supposed to be, taking my medicine. I'm supposed to be in labor right now because my son came extremely early, and they didn't listen to me. And they said, well, if you were having contractions, we'd see it on your monitor. My monitor didn't work. By the time they come and check me in 5.5 hours, I went from not dilated to 8.5 centimeters.
He back there again, Charlie, and he in labor. So that he a troll. He said, I'm in labor. You saw his back chat message?
And you know what just happened to him? Bye. You banned. I don't know you like that, homie, and we don't play them games. Bye. That's my first person I ever banded. Look at me.
Girl.
I'm banning people.
I'm like, now what? He have nothing else better to do but put he in labor. What's wrong with him?
I don't know, but when he first come up with the name Willie Copter, you know what I'm saying? Like Willie as in, you know what I mean? I thought I was going to get bombed in the back chat. And I didn't know who that white boy was. He was white too. And he was a skinny little ugly thing. And then he came back after he dropped down. Remember when I told you about? And then when he came back, he had his hoodie on, like he was ready to fight. I'm like, child, this is the wrong place for you to be.
Lord. Yeah. I noticed that the comment was back there. But I don't know how these people be finding you. But that's just like that dude that we talked to on election day over here that time. He said that he found you. Yeah, he said he was cool. And I still look at his channel from time to time. But he said that he found you because you just showed up as being one of the people that was live in the algorithm. And then it almost reminded me too of the that young girl that clicked my link that one time that was up there with us. Remember?
Yeah, God, what was her name?
Noelle.
I think Noelle. Yeah, it was Noelle.
Yeah. She ain't been back. But I haven't been live that much since, so.
You know, she also popped up there on a day that she didn't know what was up, kind of situation, and her being special needs, I do not think
Mhm.
that she needed to be up there in the first place. Because
Mhm.
she said and at first, remember me and you, we was kind of eyeballing. I know because you was the one that was mainly talking. I was muted over there. I was like, "Ooh, child, is this a kid that's trying to pop?" But she said, "Nah, I just look young." You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But we
Yeah,
was
she
over here
said she was
side
in her
eyeing
20s, but I don't know. I was
because
still
I
kind of
remember the
iffy
first thing
about
you
it.
said is, "How old is you?" But what they're doing is they're looking up people who are live with panels from StreamYard because they're taking and they're specifically searching for StreamYard lives, is what I've heard.
Oh, okay.
That's what that dude was saying, was like somehow there's specific, that other dude, that white boy who was drinking, and when it was you, TMO, and me, and we was talking about, I forgot what it was, but when we was all up here, and remember that white boy who was drinking came up here
Mhm.
and trying to take shots? Yeah, that's how
Yeah, I
he said he
remember.
found me.
He was drunk early in the morning. That was crazy as
Yeah, early
hell.
in the morning. Yeah, that's how he said he found me, was searching StreamYard lives. Somehow
Okay.
through StreamYard or something, or YouTube, they can specifically look up. You hear my dog over there? She
I
playing
heard
her.
something.
That was her and the little one playing. That was the big one and the little one playing. She'll go ah rah 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 while they're playing. I'm
Mhm.
surprised Zulu didn't talk back and talk some shit over there.
Oh, Zulu ain't here. He didn't hear it because I got you in my headphones. But normally, he laying down up in his little house. Like he was out and he was looking at me, but he kept making a whimpering sound, and I don't know what he wants. He got water, he got food. We done already been to the bathroom, so I don't know what he wanted. So
Attention.
he just
You
went up.
know it's Zulu. You know it. You know if something else is taking your attention, Zulu's like, and here's the thing: you could be sitting there all day with him, and he don't want
Mhm.
you. But the minute you got your eyes focused on something else, whether it be
Mhm.
YouTube on a panel, now he wants mama's attention. He wants all of it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. He is something else. I
I love
will
his little
say though that
attitude.
he I will say though, I have to give him credit, Charlie, because he's super smart. Like he know, like if I'm sitting at my work desk, then he know that I'm really busy and he be on the good behavior. But I think because now he see me on the sofa and that ain't my norm,
He's
he
like,
probably trying to
you
figure out
ain't
what's
busy.
so different. Right.
He's like, you ain't busy. Come over here and show me all the attention. I want all of it. You're not busy no more, mama. Come here.
Right. He a whole mess. That's why I was thinking about trying to, because YouTube cameras, she had sent me a donation and she said for me to get him something for Christmas. So now I'm trying to figure out what I want to buy from. He already got enough dog puzzles and little food puzzles. Like I don't know what else to probably get him.
I know that I saw at Walmart, it was so cute. And PetSmart and different places, they got these little it looks like stockings, but it's got like
Uh-huh.
different dog toys and treats and different stuff. There's this one specifically at Walmart. There's like they have 3 different ones, but there's one specifically I want to get. It's got a rope toy. It's got, my dogs really love like the tennis balls and they love chasing them and playing with them on my back porch. And it's got one of those. It's got a soft squeaky toy and all different kind of stuff in it. I was thinking about getting all 3 of them, each one their own little stocking with all the toys and stuff in it because they love playing. That's what they're doing right now.
Huh, that might be something that I might have to look into that. Which Zulu got a couple of balls already, but he keeps the balls up in the hallway.
I want to get one of those things and teach. I know my dog's smart enough. I know Zulu is too. You know those little things that throw the tennis ball for them? They're like $100 though. I've been thinking about getting one of those things and putting it on the back porch when we out there.
Mhm.
Because if you can teach them how to do it, there's this one guy on here who has, his dog's name is Bear, but it's literally a tiny Chihuahua, and he's had it since when he was homeless and wasn't doing so well for himself. And he got another
Uh-huh.
Chihuahua, and he's got 2 or 3 more dogs, but he like literally wipes these dogs' eyes, dresses them, does their little paws, tells them good morning. It's the cutest little morning routine he has with them. Y'all calm down over there. They are playing. But yeah, he taught him how to take the ball and put it into the thing where it throws it for him.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
the dog just sits there and plays with it, gets his energy out.
Okay. I might have to look at something like that. Yeah, Zulu, he got into a very, very bad habit of collecting all of his toys and putting it up in the hallway. Like he preferred to run back and forth up and down the hallway with the toys. But I had to take some of the toys away because I was noticing that before I knew it, my whole hallway had that stuff. So imagine whenever you waking up to go use the restroom in the middle of the night and you stepping on his shit because he done left it up in the damn hallway.
I literally have to watch when I go to the bathroom because they keep them in my room for some reason. And usually right on that side, which is where the door to my bathroom is. So when I get up and walk out of the bed early in the morning, I'm half asleep. I have to watch out for dog toys and step around. For some reason,
yeah,
it's my bedroom that they like to keep them in.
yeah. So for me, what I did was I only let him have like maybe 5 toys at a time max, because if I just let him have all of them, before you know it, all of them gonna be up in the hallway.
That's why I keep some of theirs up too. Like I'll keep their chew bones and stuff up, and I only give it to them when they're like laying down chewing them, and when they're done with it, I put them up on my dresser. Because if not, one night I was walking and girl, I stepped on one of them things, and it's like stepping on a kid's Lego. I swear to God, I thought I had hurt my foot. I was like,
Yeah, that's crazy right there. So I totally get that.
Well, if you figure
But
out
did
what you
you?
want to do for your members only and you want to have any kind of conversation or anything, just, hit me up, let me know. I'm always down to create members only content with you. If you ever want to play that game with your members, I could screen share it for you if you ever want to let them try it. I own it now, so it's no big deal. I just have to make sure I'm free at that moment. You know what I'm saying? As long as I'm free, you know me.
Oh, I never even thought about trying to play a game with them. That might could work. I do know this Monday, I'm not sure what I'm doing, but I still got a little bit more time to think. But I know for next Monday, I plan to do another giveaway, the Christmas giveaway. Because remember, I did that Thanksgiving one.
Thanksgiving, yep. And that's
And I plan
that
to do the
live
Christmas one next Monday.
was what was going on? There was something that happened and I had to watch that replay. Because I had gotten, that was when I was around the time when I was sick. I forgot what happened, but I hate missing your members only because I'm usually always there.
That particular night, it was a lot of stuff going on other people's channels. But I can't remember what the scenario was myself. But I just remember everybody was live at one time that night. But I still wanted to go ahead and do for my members and not just be trying to wait. But that's how a lot of people ended up missing because looking to see what's going on with the mess.
Yeah, sometimes we be a little messy children and we be over there all up in it. I can't remember exactly what happened that night, but it was something. I forget what it was. You never know around here. But I hate missing your members only because I love your members only live. We just be chilling and having great conversations, and all the women be trying to steal Jay Dizzle's heart and her members only, but I ain't telling nobody. You didn't hear that from me.
They do. They just join my members Monday so that they could get some intimacy and alone time with me.
I'm telling you, child, be over there, be like,
Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to discuss. I probably will touch some more on the charcuterie board aftermath stuff, but that's pretty much the only thing that I could think of that I really would discuss. And then I'm not sure what else. I think it's pretty much just going to be a freestyle, type of thing.
You know how it is. Well, sometimes we be over there freestyling. We just lead into different conversations. You know, somebody bring up a topic, then we start talking about it in the chat, and you start talking about it, then we just go on from there. And sometimes Zulu likes to add in his 2 cents.
That's the truth. That's the truth. And like right now, he laying down on his blanket up in his little house, so he ain't even studying me. I guess he said, "Well, you just gonna talk on that phone." So he went on ahead and laid his one down.
He's so precious, though. I love his little self. I think he's so adorable. I love when he gets his little attitude. Sometimes it adds to the commentary, in my opinion, because you be sitting there talking about something, and if you get mad at somebody, like it's almost like he understands your anger, and he's like, "Yeah, me too." All of a sudden, you hear him go, "Woof." Or
Right? And he do, don't he? Just
Yeah.
put his 2 cents in, and I'll be like, "Look, ain't nobody talking to you.
And then it's
Ain't
like,
nobody talking to you."
even though I can't see him, I can almost see him in my brain turning his head sideways, like, "What you talking about, Mama? They talking to me too?" He is so
Yeah, but
adorable.
so that the game. Well, thank you, Charlie. That game that you was talking about that you and VS played, you said it's a mystery game, like where
It's trivia.
you have to go.
It's okay. It's
Okay.
called Murder Mystery Party. Okay, and you take a party of people, like it can. I think it's up to 7 or 8 people or something like that. And anybody else after that can play in the audience, right? And
Uh-huh.
remember, I think you played in the audience, didn't you? I
I know
believe
I
when you
came
came
over here
in.
one night while you was doing the game, but what I remember was I couldn't get it to work on my side, like when I went into the link or something. I
Yeah,
couldn't
we were
remember what
already
was going
playing.
on.
We were already playing, so I already had it playing. So therefore, you went into the audience. I remember you were in the audience of it because you can still after it's full, you can still play in the audience, right? And
Mm-hmm.
the murder mystery thing, and then I ended up dying, and you were like, "Well, I got it right." But if all the people in the actual game die, then it does end, right? Before it gets to the ending piece. But it's basically trivia. And if you get a question wrong, you go to what they call the killing floor, and you have to play a mini game. And that can depend on whether or not he kills you, pretty much, or you become a ghost or a living being. And if you make it to the end, there's usually one person alive or 2 people alive, and you get like
Mm-hmm.
3 options at the end. And the ghost actually the regular people get 2 options, and the ghosts get 3. And you try to answer these questions as fast, as possible, or the darkness will creep up to you, and you'll get taken by the darkness, right, by the shadows. Or you
Mm-hmm.
try to make it to the door. Whoever gets to the door first wins the game, right? And so even if a ghost gets the questions correctly, they can steal your body. So they can snatch your
So
soul.
when you played that day, it was just you and VS?
Yeah, it was just us because
Oh, so
I
you can play even if you only have 2 people, I guess is what I'm saying. Like
yes,
if you
yes.
have 2 people or 3 people. Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to have a whole room full of people. You can have 2 or 3 people. Like with Murder Mystery, you can technically play it by yourself. But there's some of the games where you have to have at least 2 or 3 people.
Mm-hmm.
But it's literally I have 4 different or 5 different games in that because I only bought one of the packs right now. But as I get my
Mm-hmm.
YouTube checks, I'm gonna invest in more of the Jack Party packs because they're like $29.99, $39.99 because you get like 5 or 6 mini, different games with it. And I'm just gonna invest and keep buying them up until literally I have almost all of them, and that way we can do different ones. Myself, my 2 favorites of that pack, and the reason I specifically got it was because of Murder Mystery Party. There's also a part
Mm-hmm.
2 to it on a different one.
Mm-hmm.
And then Quiplash. Quiplash, they ask you a question and you make up a funny prompt. Like me and my friends, when I used to play it on YouNow, we would make up the dirtiest thing and put it in there. And basically other people get to vote of which quip they like the best. So they don't know who made the quip, right? They just see the quip.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know who made it, and they get to vote on which one they like best, and that would be the winner. So you could like make fun of the beef sector. You could make fun of yourself. You could, like make it dirty and stupid. You could, so much you can do with it. Like, let's say it asked, who has the funniest face? You could make up, be messy with it, or you could say something else. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's just that one's a funny game to where you can laugh about it. Hey, Miss LaKendra. Hey, JB.
Yeah, I see JV's down there. Yeah, because JV said that he had wanted to do the competition. It's unfortunate that the people had dropped out at the last minute. That's one of the reasons too, Charlie, and that's a prime example, which I'll probably touch on that in my live. That's a prime example why remember people was giving you flack for not putting contestants up on the flyer. That's why.
Yep.
Imagine if you had made the flyer, you put all the faces of the people that were supposed to actually partake in that competition, then you would have had wasted time working on that. You see what I'm saying? Because it ended up rotating with 3 different people, ended up backing out at the very last minute.
Yeah, kind of. I wish there had been the other contestants had popped up like they were supposed to. Because technically, I think that was one of the reasons why the judges got deadlocked on their top 3. Because what ended up happening in the back chat was Miss Bizarre was up there. She was just in the back chat, and she was giving her commentary in the back, and giving her judging. We ended up having each one of us had a different third, and so the third place was the one that a lot of us agreed on Lady Law and Demetra, right? But we could not agree between Purple Peach and KRN because some of us voted for one, some of us voted for other, and it ended up being, we thought Bubbles was going to be the tiebreaker, but it ended up no, her top 3 were different than our top 3, so it ended up being a thing to where we got deadlocked, and that's why she put all 4 on the thing.
Well, and that was one of my concerns too, as well, when she picked the judges. But I didn't say anything about it. But that was one of the reasons why during Lemon's Halloween one, how I was stressing that it had to be an odd number. Because when you have an even number, that happens. Because it was 4 judges, so that leaves room for there to be a tie.
And with there only being 4 contestants, it really does make it easier for that to happen. That was like during Dobie's thing, there was literally 2 contestants and 2 judges. If there had been more contestants, it would have been easier to judge. That's why me and it was TG, I believe, not LG. Because sometimes I get the twins mixed up. That's but we ended up we didn't want to end up doing that because we probably would have both chosen different people, right? And it would have still wound up the same way. There's 2 contestants. First off, that would have put me and TG in between a rock and a hard place. You know what I'm saying? Because either way, whoever we chose, if we chose the other one, we was gonna get cussed smooth to out.
Right.
So that's why it was best for the on that one for the chat to choose.
Right.
Because you only had 2 contestants.
Yeah, I was in and out of that. You talking about that cowgirl cowboy competition? Yeah, I was in and out of there. And I will say that was a tough one in itself because both of them did good with their outfits. Both of them.
Yeah, they both look great. And Miss Demetra didn't even know about the second change. And a lot of the rules were not made clear and things like that. When one thing I enjoy about Leo's competition is she had the judging criteria laid out for you. You know what I'm saying? You knew what you were judging based on. You knew, like, I didn't even know I was going to be a judge that day over there at Miss W's. I was just brought up last minute. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't even know.
Right.
And so I enjoy it when someone tells me what's my criteria, what am I judging based on? Because I don't care who the contestants are. I care about what they do and what the competition is. I'm not going to judge based on whether I like this person or that person or, I take my personal feelings out of it, if that makes sense, and I judge based on what I see. You know,
Right.
that's the way I did that competition. I just want to know what my criteria is as a judge. What am I supposed to be judging on? What are the rules? Do we need to disqualify anybody if they break the rule? You know, that kind of
Mm-hmm.
thing. And
Yeah,
I
I
like that
think
she had it so
overall,
professional.
Leo, the way she had everything laid out was pretty good. Like it really wasn't no need or no reason for people to question what they were supposed to be doing. She definitely had hers planned out very, very well in advance.
Yeah, because I knew in advance, like the month before, she already had the judging criteria. She told me I was going to be in chat. The only thing that changed was the contestants at the end, because some people dropped out, some people didn't show up, you know, kind of thing. And that was the only thing that pretty much changed when it comes to that. But she already had my judging criteria of what I was supposed to judge by. She already had how it was going to happen, that we were going to stay in chat, watch the competition, judge based on what we saw, come up near the end, you know what I'm saying, give our critiques and tell what we were, you know, and then put it in the back chat who our top 3 was.
Yeah, because I don't know if you know, but the first person that had dropped out was Skillet. But
Yeah.
still, for the life of me, I don't even know why Skillet volunteered because she never did a cooking competition before. So that's why when she volunteered, I was kind of iffy about it because I'm like, I don't know if she really gonna pull through with it. And lo and behold, she ended up dropping at the last minute. And then like even Brooke, now that normally be up Brooke Alley, but she dropped out.
I didn't know who the Anna lady was when she was added.
No, CEO Anna. So CEO Anna was a last minute pick. I think it had to have been Thursday when Leo went live and said that she had a slot available because at that time Skillet had dropped out. I started calling around trying to see who could fill that spot, and I contacted a few people that I knew, and essentially CEO Anna is not a subby or anything like that, but just somebody that I have a YouTube ship with. They recommended her because she enjoys doing stuff like that. So it was almost like, you remember when Pizarro had that natural hair competition, I think it was, and Nina's friend showed up and
Yeah,
competed and
yeah.
nobody even knew. Yeah, that's kind of how it was with the CEO Anna. And she was going to be coming. And but I couldn't relate any of the stuff that I was trying to tell Leo about because of a whole situation, ODS. He Because the lady was on her way. She was driving with her stuff. Well, she had already went to the grocery store and got her stuff on Friday. And she got caught up in traffic trying to get home. And so that's the reason why she didn't end up being there. Had the competition started later, then she probably could have joined in. And that was one of the things I was trying to get clarification because I'm like, well, if like, let's say she would have got there maybe 20 minutes late. I was not, I thought that she would still be able to enter it even though she got there 20 minutes late. Um, because it's really up to the person how much time you have to be able to make the board. You see what I'm
Yeah, I
saying?
mean, she just would have been negative 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Or negative 10 minutes from whenever the board started, you know, because that's the way Leo did it. So if she would have been like 10, 15, 20 minutes late, she would have been just negative that time. And, you know, even if she couldn't finish, that would have been on her versus, you know, the content creator, because, you know, that's the way it is when you're, you know, contestant. You know, and I think that it was really sad to the point that people doing that, dropping out and everything last minute, because she
Mm-hmm.
had it set up a specific way, and didn't just have random people joining, because if that had been the case, we know a lot of people who would have
That would have.
gladly joined. Yes.
Yeah, and that's what she said that she had standby. And when I tell you, CEO Anna was one, but then also, like, I had reached out to BB, I think it was Thursday. BB would have done it, but she had her company Christmas party that night. Otherwise, she said she would have jumped in. So it was like it was just the I don't know, the timing and the fact that people dropped out at the last minute like that. It was really hard to kind of recover and find somebody who could come, because you really have to say it would be unfair to the last minute people for them to come in when 2 days ago they didn't think that they was a part of it, and now they're trying to compete with less time to prepare, you know?
Yeah, because the people who had like a month in advance, they already knew ingredients, they already had time to plan what they were going to do, you know,
Mm-hmm.
test out times to make sure that they were within, like they could have already did, like you did with your charcuterie boards, they could have already did, you know, pass throughs to know if they were doing, you know, within the time frame, if they, you know, had everything set up, they kind of had that
Uh-huh.
time to be able to do it, you know, to
Mm-hmm.
prepare.
Right.
JB
And
being messy.
I
He being
think that was one
petty.
of the most frustrating parts of it that I had, because I didn't get the clarity from Leo on if a person could join late or not, you know, in order to try to fill the slot.
Well, that's like JB said, you know, some people in the chat would have even been willing, if they had known, because some people didn't drop out. Like, we didn't know Brooke wasn't going to show up. You know what I'm saying? That
Right.
was
And
a
I think
last
Brooke was
minute
foul
thing.
for that. She was foul for that because she knew the day before that she was not going to do it. And that's why I'm like, damn, how you just gonna the day of?
Yeah, I mean, it's
But
like I can
meanwhile, since the
understand.
competition, I done seen Brooke on panel after panel after panel after panel after panel. So then what was the issue when you had 3 months in advance where you said you was gonna do this and then you dropped out?
I could understand like if her work schedule had gotten changed like a week before, but that would still give you time to say, "Hey, my work schedule changed. I'm so sorry to let you down. Please get somebody else to fill my spot." You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes that does happen. Like if you're a scheduled
Hmm.
worker, sometimes they only do the schedules either at 2 weeks in advance or a week in advance. So sometimes
Right.
that can change. Or if let's say emergency happened and you had to be called in, right? Then you could have
Uh-huh.
very well put that out there that morning. Hey, I got called in. I'm so sorry. You know, this and this and this happened. That way the person isn't still looking for you. They know what's going
Hmm.
on.
Right. Yeah, that's true. That is true. But yeah, it overall though, despite those little hiccups, I thought that it was a good challenge. And I will say that everybody did a good job. If I I'm happy that I wasn't a judge, because it was really a tough decision with all of them. And that was one thing too, because and maybe that's what I do. That might be what I do, Charlie. If you want to come for my members Monday, I might go and pull the still photos of each one, and we could do a little review of what we thought, a thorough discussion, because everybody did a good job, and I like the fact that everybody brought something different.
It was hard to judge that one. I'm gonna tell you this. My top three kept changing throughout the competition. Like as I was watching, like it kept going this one, this one, this one. And at the last minute, that face is actually what pulled it through for Miss Demetra. Because if not, Purple Peach would have been my third. I'm
Hmm.
just saying that's what pulled it. And when I saw that face come out and it looked like it's Santa on a plate. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, she pulled that one
Right.
out. It was the creativity of it to think to use pate as the skin tone, to use these different things to make Santa. You know what I'm saying?
And not
But we can
only
say
that,
this.
you
We
have
can
to
say this for
wonder.
your members, so that if y'all wanna hear more of our conversation on the charcuterie board challenge and more of our thought process, become a member over there at Jay Dunn's channel at Dun Data, please.
Yeah, because the reason why I was saying that I probably was gonna save it, because pretty much everybody that was involved in the charcuterie board competition is a member of mine, including
Yeah,
ODS. But
and
I canceled my membership with him this morning.
You know I ain't getting into y'all's fight. You know I ain't.
No,
I tried to stay
I
out
just
of
said
it.
that. No, I just said that. But like Leo is a member, Queen V Tut a member, you, ODS, and then of course, it's my membership. And I'm trying to think who else was involved. Now Bubbles is a subscriber. So no,
Yeah, it
she
was
not there. But
Bubbles, Queen Tut, myself, and Miss Bizarro were the judges. And then it was obviously you and ODS
yeah,
as
so
the
I think
co-hostess. The hostess with the
everybody that
mostest.
was involved is a member except for Pizarro and Bubbles. So yeah, that might be an interesting little discussion that could be had, and at least it would be worthwhile for the people that was involved, so that even if they have to catch it on the replay, they can.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed the competition, and I can't wait to talk about with you with that later. Do have to get off here soon. I have to go eat and then take my son to his dental appointment and whatnot because he's got his last dentist appointment today. Um, he basically had like not rough cavities, but like soft cavities in each
Hmm.
quadrant. So they had to do it. We've had this will be our fourth appointment because they did it
Okay,
one
yeah,
at a time.
I remember you were saying it was one day last week where he was asking about his dentist appointment. You had to go on mute to
Yeah,
because
he
I
was
think
asking,
he
"What
had an
time
appointment.
is it?" He was like, "What
Right.
time is my
Hmm.
appointment?" I always make it for after 2 o'clock so that he has time to eat, brush his teeth, and let his stomach digest before he has to go deal with all that.
Right. No, I don't blame you. Yeah, but that's fine. I just came up here for a few because now I don't really have to rush to do something or stay on mute because I'm trying to concentrate on something. So that's and you on StreamYard. So that's why I'm like, oh, she on StreamYard today. Let me go up there.
Yeah, I paid for it last month because it was $26 on sale. I had the
Oh, they had
$26 on sale for Black Friday.
it was a Black Friday sale. Okay. Huh. So it was just you could only pay just that one time of $26 for that 1 month?
Yeah, for that 1 month. I think this next month it'll be 44 again. So I may be jumping around again. I don't know. Um, you know,
Okay. Now
hopefully they'll
see,
have
and
another sale this month.
that's good to know going forward that they had a Black Friday sale. Because I think, which I know most people are not able to do it, but I think because mine won't expire until May, but at least now I know that maybe I'll wait until Black Friday to buy it in bulk again if possible. If need be.
Yeah, they did have it the yearly. I obviously could not afford the yearly at the time. But they do
Right.
have a yearly discount on Black Friday.
Okay. So yeah, that's good to know. But yeah, well, I'll let you go, Charlie. I just came up here for a few.
Thank
But
you for
I'll
coming
see you
up,
at
Jay
Members Monday
Jizzle.
because I was thinking I was gonna do it earlier. But I think I'll keep it. I'll keep it for the evening.
Yeah, because I don't know when I'll probably be getting home at my time, Central Standard Time, about 5 or 6 usually. Sometimes 4, depending on how fast or long they take. Because sometimes, they be taking forever at the dentist's office.
Mhm. Mhm. No, I understand. Well, okay. Well, I'll holler at you later, Charlie. Have a good one.
Thank you for coming up, Jay Jizzle.
All right.
Bye.
I'm
I hope
pressing
you
the
have.
leave button, but it ain't leaving me. Um,
You want me
I
to
press.
remove you? Oh, nope. There it went. It finally got her, y'all. It took her out. She did it herself. Y'all have a good day. Have at your dentist appointment. I hope things go well, JB. And I wished I could have seen it. You do the charcuterie board challenge. It would have been awesome. Um, lay it down, lay it down. Okay. Have a good day, JB. I loved you up on the 2 minutes to funny challenge. That was hilarious. Your ab libs was awesome that night. You should totally do content. Okay. That's side the point. Y'all have a good day. I will see y'all later. Much love. Bye. Oh, also, on all day and today's. Have a great day and keep smiling, keep your head up, and I love you, my angels. Bye.
I'm from the T-U-B-E-L-O. I'm reppin' my hood, so love I'm gon' show. From the T-U-B-E-L-O. I'm reppin' my hood to the day that I go. From the T-U-B-E-L-O. I'm reppin' my hood, so love I'm gon' show. From the T-U-B-E-L-O. I'm reppin' my hood to the day that I go.
I'm from the west side, we don't need no introduction, this was the best ride. We all big boy rolling and holding, come take a test drive. Hilldale, Evergreen, Glenkirk, Outer Street, bending every corner on the west, and that's where I'll be. Sunroof back, Captain C banging down 1800, chunking up the deuce to my post slanging down on 1800. Show no love to the ladies that's training round on 1800, making time stand still, crystalline swinging down on 1800. Watching out for them knuckleheads that be staying round on 1800. Big rims and low pros be blanging round on 1800. Better completely change the way you're thinking about around 1800. Really hate to see you boys get left slanking around 1800. Out of street got some history, just let Captain C lay it out. If I don't finish it all on this one, let the second verse break it out. Remember the blue apartments when OG standing back there by 60 deep. Bull walking, saw blue a big Anthony using P.
I'm from the T-U-B-E-L-O. I'm reppin' my